On day 1, I spawned into a strange and whimsical algorithmic landscape full of carnival flair. Whoa, that gaming headset I bought sure has some super realistic graphics. It's almost like I can reach out and touch this strange floating bubble in front of me.
Oh, that tickles.
Wow, the world is super interactive too. Before I knew it, a total weirdo in a red suit jumped in and confronted me.
Hands off the bubble, kiddo! The only one allowed to pop them is me!
Oh, sorry. Who are you?
Well, I'm Kane, ringmaster of all you see before you. The most incredible, the most phantasmic, the most amazing digital circus! I wasn't expecting a new playable character today. What's your name, pal?
Oddly enough, I can't remember.
No sweat, we'll pick one out for you. Now, let's see. According to my slot machine, what do you think of Zozo?
Zozo? I feel a strange kinship with that name. I like it.
Good, because the slot machine broke, and that's the one you're stuck with. Given your sudden arrival, I guess I'll have to scrap the game I had planned for today and whip up a new one. I never want any player to feel left out.
How kind of you. I'm excited to play. Though I thought the game that came with this headset was Minecraft VR, not whatever this is.
Well, introductions have been fun, but I'm gonna have to ask you to scram, kiddo. I gotta work mind magic to craft a better game for you to participate in.
Oh, I'm so hyped up. I can't wait.
I said scram.
So scram I did, wondering what madness the loopy ringmaster had in store for me. On day 2, my adventure in the digital circus had officially begun as I made my way to the Amaranth Fields. I didn't eat anything all day yesterday. Even in a digital world, my hunger gauge is something I need to watch. I punched down a couple trees until I obtained some apples to eat. In the process, I also gathered enough wood to make a wooden pickaxe. I weirdly don't feel that hungry. Maybe I should do some work first. That'll work up my appetite. I left the apples in my inventory and broke some stone with my wooden pickaxe. I then used that material to create a stone pickaxe and a stone sword to defend myself. Now I'll eat these apples. I ate the fruit and my hunger gauge was filled, but strangely, I felt no different. I decided to start building an adventure base in the middle of the fields with the wool that was donated from some sheep I came across earlier in the day. That's when that rascally bubble showed up.
Hey, Zozo, did you know that you don't need to eat or drink in this world? Yep, it's true. That hunger gauge is just an illusion your mind conjured to keep a sense of structure.
Is that so? Well, that's a little weird, but I still like it when the gauges go up, so I'll eat when I want to. With a swing of my stone sword, I popped the bubble and returned to my labor. For the rest of the day, I continued to build the base until I had enough shelter to catch some Zozo Z's in. On day 3, I awoke from my digital slumber, which was really just staring at the ceiling for 9 hours, because just like eating, you don't really need to sleep when you're made up of ones and zeros. I decided to explore the digital world and all of its splendors, including a very gorgeous cherry blossom forest just out of bounds from my base. But I would soon realize that, just like every circus, there were bound to be some clowns.
Stop it, you witch! Stop circling me! Is Kane trying to do a Halloween-themed challenge already? It's the middle of July! At least I think it is. Oh no, what month even is it anymore?
Whoa, so cool! This must be the challenge that grinning ringmaster planned for me to take on. Don't worry, fellow jester, I'll save you from that old hag. I ran up to the witch and faced her nose to pointy nose, slashing her with my sword multiple times until she fell down defeated.
Oh. I didn't want you to kill her. I didn't want her to die.
Relax, it's fine. She's not real. This is all just a game.
No, it's not. It's real. I'm real. I mean, I used to be real. I mean, who are you?
I'm Zozo. And Kane must have set that witch challenge up for me to defeat, and I did. So booyah!
I don't think so. He just likes springing cruel pranks on us sometimes. Are you new here?
Yeah, and I'm having so much fun already. This game is so much better than I could have ever even imagined. You must be my NPC friend.
No, actually, I'm...
Come back to my base. I'll build you a new room.
Build me a room? I thought Kane was the only one who could program stuff.
From day 4 to day 5, I built a new tent with a new room in my base for my adventuring buddy, Pomni. Isn't this great, Pomni? Now we both have parts parts of the base to call our own.
Okay, this isn't really my house, but I guess I don't mind having a room here.
What should we do next? The sky's the limit here in the digital world. The rest of these 100 days are going to rule.
100 days sounds really stressful. We should take it easy while we can, since Kane is just going to randomly drop an adventure on us anyway.
I pondered for a moment what that adventure might be, but before I could hear myself think, Bubble appeared outside the base.
Surprise!
Pomni was so shocked by Bubble popping up that she fell right over. Hey, it's not nice to startle people like that.
Oh yeah, well, it's not nice to pop people with a stone sword either.
I'll show you what's nice. I drew my stone sword and swung it at Bubble, causing him to pop once again. This time, the soap-lined scoundrel dropped a special item, the Bubble Bow. Sweetness! With this long-range weapon, I can use the power of bubbles to trap my foes, just like I'm trapped in the circus. Woohoo! There's no escape for anyone! The battle had not been especially tricky, but I knew that things in this amazing digital overworld were only going to get crazier. I should go check on Pomni and see if she's doing alright. Well, alright might be too much to ask of her. I'll just make sure she's still her old self. From day 6 to day 8, I paced around my base, waiting for a new task from Kane. Hooray! I was just thinking about you.
And I was just thinking about you thinking about me. And that's why I finally arrived to deliver you a
New challenge!
Indeedy-doo. I'm going to need you to go collect some sheep.
For what, Kane?
I'll tell you once you get back from collecting all those sheep.
Ooh, the mystery, the intrigue. You bet I'm on it. I followed Kane's fantastical orders and gathered a great gaggle of woolly friends, dodging every odd obstacle put in my path and bringing them back to my base in less than a half hour, or in less than a minute. I was still getting used to how time worked in this digital world. Hey, Kane, I'm back. Was I quick enough? Was I? You know, for all this digital whimsy, we could really benefit from a digital clock.
Oh, you're done already?
Yeah.
Huh, those obstacles were supposed to buy me enough time to think of the second part of my challenge. I guess I'll have to improvise. Behold, my cactus sword! Forged from the finest of prickly pixels. I challenge you to not be defeated by my cactus sword!
Kane began to hit me several times with his pokey weapon. I couldn't tell if it was the needles piercing me, or given how half-rendered it looked, its sharp low-poly edges. I was clearly overpowered, so I decided it was best for me to flee if I wanted to make it out of this challenge a winner. From day 9 to day 10, I was still picking cactus needles out of my circus clothes from Kane's cactus sword attacks. Is this what it means to exist here in the amazing digital circus? Kane just decides what I will and won't spend my day doing? I hate to say it, but I'm not having Before I could finish saying the word fun, Pomni came into the room to check on me.
Hey, Zozo, are you doing all right?
Pomni, yeah, everything's hunky-dory.
Well, okay. But if you're ever having a bad time or anything, I get it. Nothing is ever easy here. I can say that from experience. All I wanted to say was, I'm here if you need someone to talk to.
Thanks, Pomni. I'm totally making my own fun and not struggling at all. But it's nice to know I've got a friend around.
Also, I sort of started to build a statue to cheer you up. Want to see?
Why didn't you say so? I love statues. I zoomed out of the room to see the statue, leaving Pomni in the dust. It sure was one impressive collection of blocks, and whatever it becomes when it's completed will probably be even more impressive. Pomni caught up with me soon after I had my look at the statue. Apparently she was out of breath.
Zozo, you have to see this. Something happened to the base while you were out here.
I ran inside to see what she meant and saw that the base had been upgraded thrice over. There was a crafting room where materials could be combined into more useful items, a digital library filled with all manner of ebooks that I could read at any time, and a furnace for throwing things into the furnace. Wow, this is incredible, Pomni. You must have done all of this for me and wanted it to be a surprise.
That isn't what happened. Zozo, I don't like surprises, and I'm telling you, the walls of the base started moving on their own. I had to run away because I thought they would crush me. Kane is probably in control of our base right now.
Oh, don't be so modest. I appreciate your upgrades, Pomni. From day 11 to day 12, I attempted to read some of the books in the library Pomni most definitely built for me. All the pages seemed to be written in garbled code. That's when Kane popped in, as he often loved to do so.
Studying up for your ultimate challenge, challenge, I see.
Sure am. If only I could read any of it.
Well, I hope you've studied hard, because I've finally come up with a brand spanking new brilliant challenge for you. And it's my longest one yet. One that'll take 100 days to complete. Or 89 days, actually. It took me about a week to think up all the technical aspects, and we're already on day 11, so...
Tell me now!
Patience is virtue. All right, I'll tell you. What's chicken and crispy and starts with a B? On tables for breakfast, lives on land and not sea.
Oh no, this riddle alone is gonna take me 100 days just to figure out.
It's bacon! Oh, wait, what? Oh, dang it! I should have let you try and guess the answer for 100 days rather than waste my energy building 100 obstacles. It's fine. I'm proud of what I've created.
I'm proud of what you've created too.
Thanks for your enthusiasm. Most players I assign with the challenge either end up sobbing endlessly or chew me out. And that takes a lot, you know. Chewing out a guy who's made of nothing but teeth? Anyways, hidden around here is something I like to call the Breakfast of Champions. If you find it, I'll grant you not only with breakfast, but as the champion of the entire circus. Whoever brings home the bacon first gets to sit the next challenge out. And oh boy, you'll want to, cause it's a deathly doozy. You won't be the only one vying for the title. There's a lot of players around here looking for a little vacay from the placay. Think you have what it takes?
I know I have what it takes. Thanks, Kane. Like a breakfast bunny, I'll hop to the task. From day 13 to day 15, an echoing cackle in the recesses of my mind compelled me to wander back into the cherry blossom forest. It seems that I have unfinished business here. And I did, because the witch that I had saved Pomni from before had respawned and was more obnoxious than I ever could have imagined.
Strike me down if you dare. I'll come back wartier and with longer nose hair.
Ugh, I get that you're trying to rhyme, but you're giving way too much information.
Don't blame me, Kane was the one who caused me to respond. Now I'll mow your hearts down like I mow my lawn.
The witch started to shoot red energy blobs at me, so I took cover behind the cherry blossom trees. This looks like a job for my bubble bow. I aimed for the witch and I held my shot until it was fully charged, then I let loose the arrow.
I'm in such trouble, for you have a ranged weapon thing.
If you can't do the rhyme, you're out of time. With a barrage of arrows, I brought a swift defeat to the witch I had beat. Winning gave me 12 hearts of my own, and I did it all without my sword of stone. I also could now use her energy blast, or you could call it a confetti blast. Man, this rhyming thing got old fast. From day 16 to day 19, I decided to hunt for the coveted piece of quest bacon in a place Kane would never suspect anyone to look, in the mining caverns. It turns out he never suspected anyone to look there because even he never thought to put the bacon in the mining caverns. I should have known Kane would hide the bacon in a more fabulous place than this. What are these caverns here for anyways? They look unfinished. My question was quickly answered when I was charged by a rogue Enderman. I struck him with my confetti energy blast and he broke into nothing but pixels. I guess this is where Kane throws all his unused NPCs and quests into. What wasted potential? I could have gotten points for that Enderman hit. I wonder if he has any unused power-ups down here. Sure enough, I was pleased to find some iron ore just waiting to be mined. I picked away and gathered up enough ore to craft myself a new set of iron tools, a shiny new iron sword, and even a pair of iron boots. What a cool Easter egg this cavern is. It almost reminds me of Minecraft, the game I expected to play when I put on that VR headset. Oh well, maybe I'll come down here again if I'm itching to mine for some more ore, or take a time out from this digital circus. For some reason, I still can't find any pause button. Must just be a bug. From day 20 to day 22, I woke up to the sound of Pomni screaming and freaking out. I rose from bed and tried to see what her deal was all of a sudden. Good morning, Pomni. You seem really energetic today.
Not now, Zozo. Kane is coming here. Now. There's no telling what he'll do.
He's probably just gonna talk to us about the bacon quest.
Bacon? Quest?
Yeah, the bacon quest.
I humbly request to sit this one out. You go talk to him. time.
No problem, Pomni. What are friends for after all? I went outside to see that Kane was destroying parts of my base with a smash effect.
Come out, wherever you are. It's showtime. And the thing about shows is, they must go on.
Hey there, Kane. Pomni would be here too, but she...
Oh, don't you worry one little iota about Pomni. The whole point of the bacon quest is not to work together, to compete. Perhaps even betray each other in some inevitable fashion. Oh yes, high drama indeed.
Yeah, so...
You're probably wondering why I'm here. Well, I'm glad you asked. It seems some of the obstacles I designed aren't working properly. So instead of waiting for you to encounter those, I decided to make things more difficult personally. Brace yourself for my super smash attack!
Kane launched another distraction effect at me, which I avoided like my digital life depended on it. I knew better than to use my bubble bow on him, because he could probably easily dodge. So instead, I hit him with a green energy blast.
Ouch! What was that? That hurt big time. Did the witch give you that, perchance? Well, it wasn't supposed to happen. You must have glitched the challenge by playing it wrong.
Are you gonna take away my energy blasts?
I'm not sure I can do that now. How about we call this a draw until I've looked over the system a bit more?
Kane left after saying that. I didn't quite win the fight, but at least the rest of my base was no longer in danger. From day 23 to day 26, I ventured outside my base to continue my hunt for the bacon and to get some fresh air. For such a wide open map, there seems to be very little air circulation. Actually, have I even been breathing at all during these past 20-something days? I haven't slept, I haven't eaten, and I'm still alive somehow? Am I even real anymore? Are these actually my hands? Or are they just made of a complex code? Is this my life now? Was Pomni right all along? Was my existential crisis was cut short when I ran into a pair of rotating pants, just spinning graciously a couple of feet in front of me. I ran over and collected them up off the ground. Oh, cool, a secret clothing item. And the tag reads, Outback Leggings. I could really equip these. Maybe they'll give me a neat power-up to help me on my quest. I put the leggings on, and a strange string of text manifested before my very eyes. Helps dodge projectiles. I don't like the sound of that, but at least I've got a layer of protection against whatever dastardly obstacle Kane's got planned further down the line. But you know what I do like the sound of? That sweet tappity tap of the keyboard, searching up Zozo on YouTube. For more adventures set behind a digital screen, be sure to check out me, Zozo, before I get turned into nothing but digital dust. From day 27 to day 31, Pomni had become really invested in building her statue. I felt like I literally hadn't seen her in days, so I decided to go talk to her. Hiya, Pomni.
Zozo, you startled me. How long have you been standing there?
I just got here. You need any help on the statue? I know you built it to cheer me up, but I'm honestly fine, so you can't stop now.
I can't stop. Not until I've completed the exit. I mean, the statue. It's just an ordinary statue.
Right, but do you need any help with it?
Yeah, sure. Could you grab me some palm planks? There's no way Kane would design this whole overworld without any palm trees.
You can count on me, digital pal. Why does saying that word feel so off?
Please don't get mad on me. I just need the palm planks. Can you try the oasis, maybe?
Oasis? Oh yes I can, sis. I journeyed to the oasis where sand and water met to form a paradise hidden from prying eyes. As I was chopping my first palm tree, a bubble rose from the water, but not just any bubble. It was the bubble.
You better not be thinking of popping me with a stone sword again, Zozo. I've had it up to this exact height where I'm floating with your violent anti-bubble ways.
Bubble, don't be silly. I wouldn't pop you with a stone sword. Those days are behind us.
Well, good.
Now I have this iron sword. I swung my iron sword into Bubble, popping him for a third time. Ha! That never gets old, unlike rhyming. From day 32 to day 35, I trekked to the oasis and fell down some palm trees along the way, but I was met with anything but.
Oh, another one of Kane's little NPCs. Hey buddy, get me a drink with one of those little umbrellas in it, will ya?
I'm no NPC, I'm Zozo.
Oh, is that what he's calling you guys now? What's that stand for? Zany? tiny, obedient, zealous operating system?
Where'd the S come from?
Who cares?
I'm not a non-playable character, Mr. Rabbit.
Jax.
Jax. I'm a player, just like you. Or at least I think you are. You haven't attacked me yet, so I'm pretty sure that you're not controlled by Kane.
Maybe I'm just waiting to sneak attack you.
Maybe you're just a regular guy, bunny thing. Hey, shouldn't you be out and about trying to nab the breakout bacon?
The what?
Oh, nothing. It's not like there's a competition happening or anything.
Good, because I'm not really in the mood. Kane just had Kinger kidnapped by some random plague doctor NPC and tasked me to go get him back. But without him around, it's actually been more peaceful.
Who's Kinger?
Someone I think you should go get back for me instead. Think of it like, I don't know, a side quest.
A side quest? Oh, I love side quests. I'll bunny hop to it, Jax. You can count on me.
Hop to it. That one never gets old.
From day 36 to day 39, I went to the Blue Taiga, which was both bizarrely and conveniently not but a few days' walk from the Oasis. There, I found a lair of the nefarious Plague Doctor NPC that had stolen Jax's friend Kinger. Hang on, King. Zozo is on the way. I made my way to the glass window and looked inside. Sure enough, Kinger was being held inside of a cage. The villain was nearby.
No cage can hold me comfortably. No, seriously, it's hard to get comfortable in here. Want to trade?
If only it were so easy for me to put myself in your shoes. But sadly, I cannot relate to you or this digital circus we supposedly inhabit. It isn't quite so amazing if you ask me.
Is that why you kidnapped me?
I haven't kidnapped you. I've kidnapped you. And you're not leaving that cage until I have convinced you that the story of your life is overrated.
I knew that from the day I was born. Can I go now?
You may not, circus freak.
I deserve that, I think.
From the outside looking in, I felt as if this Plague Doctor character had some stuff to work out on his own. It's none of my business though. I've just gotta come up with a plan to free Kinger and get the glitch out of here. I racked my immense and powerful brain for ideas until I had the best one in the history of forever. I'll trick the Plague Doctor into having a therapy session. Then he'll give me what I want. That's the power of psychology. From day 40 to day 43, I told the Plague Doctor to relax on a nearby chair, which he gladly did, and asked him why he felt the way he did about our wonderfully wacky world.
I don't know. I've always been told I've been a bit of a sardonic vocalist when it comes to, what would you call such an animated plane like this?
If anything, I'd say it was quite an independent one.
Yeah, maybe I should take a step back from throwing out such harsh criticisms, focus my anger more towards big buck industries and soulless cash grabs.
Will you let me out of the cage now?
Yes, Kinger, I think I will. In fact, I think I've been wrong about this digital circus.
The Plague Doctor freed Kinger from his prison, the latter of which promptly sped out the door.
They should be calling you a doctor instead, Zozo. You've really healed me a lot in this session. How much for the hour?
Don't worry, friend. It's on the digital house. I headed back to the Oasis to tell Jax I had completed his side quest.
Didn't have to tell me anything, pal. I saw Kinger speed by here like 15 minutes ago. A little late for an update.
I like to be thorough with my quests.
And I like to be through with them, which, I guess now that Kinger's back, I am.
Aren't you gonna give me a reward?
For what?
For finishing the quest.
Well, aren't you a fair play? Here, take these palm logs. It's useful or something, and I totally didn't just find it laying on the ground.
Gee, thanks, Jax.
Now, where's that drink with the tiny umbrella I asked for?
From day 44 to day 49, I returned from my grand adventure and delivered the palm frogs to Pomni. I did it, Pomni! Go us! Another thrilling adventure completed in the amazing digital circus. Kane will be so proud.
Zozo? Kane didn't send you on that quest. His whole thing was bacon or something.
Right, the bacon. I need to bring home the bacon. Thanks for reminding me, Pomni. Oh, and good luck with the statue.
The what? Oh, I mean, yes, the statue. Of course. The statue that will get us out of this crazy place. Metaphorically speaking.
Well, whatever it is, enjoy, Pomni. I could tell that Pomni was putting up some major psychological walls, and as a practicing therapist, I needed to give her some space. I decided to put up a big impenetrable wall of my own in the form of a big impenetrable wall around the base. I did did it! Another thrilling adventure completed in the amazing digital circus. Go me! Though I have to admit that going on so many adventures in 100 days is pretty tiring. Maybe I should get my hands on that magic bacon so I can take a well-deserved break. Speaking of breaks, Pomni paused in her construction of the statue, which granted me a chance to sneak a peek at how it was progressing. Yep, that sure is a, whatever it is. I can't wait to know what Pomni is cooking up. Seriously though, can anyone tell me what that is? From day 50 to day 53, things were going according to plan. According to what plan exactly? I have no idea. My life was a circus, and I was about to get clowned by none other than Kane.
Why are you taking a break from the challenge? Every day has a brand new, unique obstacle. I didn't program 100 of those just for you to press skip on half of them.
There is no skip button, Kane, or a pause button, or even a menu screen, and to fabricate one using this painting, just to feel some sort of a break from this endless gameplay.
Fabricate one? Are you injecting code into my world without permission? What are you, some kind of glitch?
No, but that'd be a pretty cool name for a self-sustained animation studio specifically based in Australia. In a fit of dental despair, Kane respawned not just one, but tons of bubbles into the base, who immediately began to charge me. I tried to pop each one of them with my sword, but it was no use. They just kept popping back up. I was too busy literally blowing up bubbles to realize Pomni, my best-coded companion, was being carried off by a gaggle of bubbles herself.
Zozo, help! I'm afraid of heights, and this doesn't feel like an equal adventure.
But being entrapped by the soapy sphere muffled her yells completely. As Kane fled the scene in a cackling fit of evil, I fought off the rest of the remaining bubbles and unlocked not only 24 hearts, but a brand new ice blast. Was that power-up supposed to happen? Or was that yet another glitch? I better not tell Kane. From day 54 to day 57, I mended the walls from all the damage it had sustained in Kane's latest difficulty spike, and it was a lot harder to deal with all that without my good friend Pomni. Man, I really need a vacation. All these amazing digital adventures are starting to give me dread on an existential level. Some serious nightmare fuel. I'd better go to the Oasis. When I arrived at everyone's favorite biome, I saw that Jax the purple rabbit was still hanging around there.
How's it hanging, kid? This place hasn't gone to you yet?
It has, actually. I thought I'd come to the Oasis to clear my mind.
So, Zozo, was it? Why did you lie to me about the magic bacon?
I didn't lie to you.
Sure, listen. I get it. You want the shiny new gloink all to yourself, especially since it lets you be free from the next round of adventures.
That does sort of sum it up.
You're lucky that I actually take a lot of joy in these adventures. More NPCs to kick, and I gotta get my kicks in. So, I'll give you a hint. Kane rarely makes as many obstacles as he says he will. If you've already seen some of this world's assets, chances are that's where you could find this bacon.
Wow, thanks, Jax.
Yeah, don't get used to it.
From day 58 to day 62, I had another hankering to go out of bounds in the underground area where Kane left all of his mistakes. Well, some of his mistakes. For all the power that guy has, he seems like he's barely keeping it together sometimes. Since this area of the amazing digital circus was so much like Minecraft, I figured it was time that I got myself some diamond tools. I proceeded deeper into the caves, beyond where the iron ore was. That's when the tarantulas showed up, and those were some big tarantulas too. Back you tarantulas! Can't you see I'm trying to find some diamonds? But the tarantulas did not back off, for they were monstrous mistakes of coding, driven only by the program that forced them to be hostile mobs. I used my energy blast to pick off the group one by one, making sure that none of them got close enough to bite me with their fangly mandibles. I had soon defeated the arachnid pack and had moved on to the place where diamonds were plentiful. Looks like these diamonds are all mine. Get it? Mine? Haha! How have I not used that one before? With my iron pickaxe, I mined the diamonds from the cavern and put them directly into use as I crafted a diamond sword and diamond pickaxe. Wait until Bubble gets popped by this sword. Boom, baby! From day 63 to day 66, I stared at the incomplete statue that Pomni had left behind and realized I was still completely in the dark as to what this statue was meant to represent. What did she mean by this? I could try to finish the statue myself, but that would be stepping on Pomni's toes pose as an artist. And she's already been through enough. So what I'll do instead is bring home that bacon and rescue Pomni from Kane. I'm not sure what will happen next in the wacky world of the Amazing Digital Circus, but with all of you cheering me on and subscribing to the channel, I know that I can conquer anything. So make sure that you subscribe to Zozo if you don't want me to lose. From day 67 to day 70, I went to a new biome in the digital overworld, the Bulbous Gardens. That's where I came upon an imposing magical castle that was being guarded by Bubble. Eureka! Where there's Bubble, there's usually Kane too. I'll bet anything that Pomni is inside that castle, trapped in some kind of evil dungeon. Yep, I'm fully convinced. Hang on, Pomni. Your buddy Zozo is on his way to rescue you. I gallantly strode forth towards the castle, drawing my diamond sword and confronting Bubble directly. I felt like a total adventuring hero, so I decided to play my next words all cool like. Move aside, Bubble. I'm here to save Pomni.
Sorry, Zozo, but Kane says this place is off limits for all players except Pomni. It's her therapy castle.
Well, I'm Pomni's therapist now, and I say she doesn't need a therapy castle.
Too bad.
So it's like that, huh? Maybe I'll just pop you with this diamond sword.
You wouldn't dare. You may have popped me with a stone sword, then an iron sword, but there's no way that you have the guts to try and pop me with a pop.
My diamond sword struck through the bubble's soapy spherical shape and left behind nothing but air. Booyah! I'm a bubble poppin' legend. Just call me the king of pop. I'm a pop star. I'm Mr. Papadopoulos. I can really pop it. Nothing impossible for me. I stood there for a few moments before I remembered what I was doing. Oh yeah, I had better head inside. From day 71 to day 74, I explored the castle in search of Pomni and realized that it was a lot bigger on the inside than I had imagined. Wow, this is a proper adventure location. Did Kane expect me to come here? Also, why is this bridge broken? I guess it's time for a detour. Time to get my digital socks wet. I made my jump and landed safely in the stream down below. That's when I heard a familiar cackle that reverberated through my soul. It couldn't be, but it was. It was the witch of the Cherry Blossom Forest who had been responded to the overworld by Kane for a third time.
You thought I was gone, but now I've returned. You cannot defeat me. It's time that you learn.
Actually, I think that it's time you learned. Learn to have a taste of your own medicine. I blasted the witch with the power I gained from defeating her last time, but it seemed like she was immune. She countered with her magical blast, which I had to dodge. A few of them hit me and did damage, but my health was high enough now that it wasn't much of a problem. Fortunately, I still had my Ice Blast, so with that, I was able to send the witch back to Oz. After I had defeated the witch for a third time, I discovered a hidden room in the castle with a treasure chest. Oh boy, adventure loot. I opened the chest and found some javelins inside. These ranged weapons could have come in handy a moment ago, but now I have them anyway. Maybe I'll throw one of these at Bubble, or even Kane if he decides that he wants to play out some kind of boss battle. From day 75 to day 78, I quickly sped through Therapy Castle, following the sound of intense jester sobs to none other than Pomni, who was hunched over in a watery-eyed stupor.
I'm getting sensory overload from the endless sound of crystal singing bowls and smells of therapeutic incense.
Are you okay, Pomni? I thought this was supposed to be a place of great calmness for you.
I couldn't be less calm.
Oh no, it's all right, Pomni. I graduated medical school off-screen in a minigame Kane made for me, so now I'm a professionally licensed therapist. At least in this world. So I think I'm qualified to help you out of this mess. I helped Pomni up off the couch and held her hand as we were escaping the anything but therapeutic castle.
Hey! How did you get through those impenetrable walls of digital steel? I programmed those to be 4 times harder to crack than any firewall man could ever compute.
I don't know. Backdoor exploit? I manifested an exit door with my mind, and me and Pomni dashed through it.
What? How? How did you do that?
A sign appeared in front of Kane, manifested by my own mind.
I don't know. Front door exploit. Oh no. This Zozo fella is worse than I thought. Though he may be a playable character, it seems like he's playing me.
From day 79 to day 84, Kane floated there in the Therapy Castle, confused at all that had transpired over the course of this adventure.
This isn't good at all. My hundreds of obstacles haven't been working, and now Pomni is free again, even though she hasn't even tried to get the magic bacon yet. I thought for sure she of all people would want to seek it out. There must be something about this Zozo character that is causing my adventures to glitch. If I don't do something about this, the entire digital circus could unravel.
Just then, Kane began to glitch out and grow in size.
Oh, no, it's happening to me now too. I shouldn't be this tall, dark, and dangerous. Zozo has really made a mess of things. Who does he think he is, trying to break my game?
He began to fly up, now a giant and corrupted version of his former mouthy self.
I know what I'll do. I'll use this game-breaking bug to swat that pesky little Zozo bug. Then he'll be the one who is broken. And then, after I've lied down and processed the decisions in my life that led me to this point, I'll be able to bring everything in this circus back to normal. Well, as normal as it gets around here.
From day 85 to day 89, I let Pomni distress in her room, free from any singing bells or obnoxious chimes or ear-piercing whistles. When I went to check in on her that evening, I expected to find her in bed, but she was anywhere but. Pomni? Oh no, did that bumbling bubble kidnap you again? Am I gonna have to redo the entire Therapy Castle level? Did I forget to register a save file? I rushed outside only to find my jester friend, safe as can be, but hunched over and heaving with exhaustion.
I did it. I made us a way out of here.
Oh, Pomni, did you just build us an exit? I thought I was the only one capable of game-breaking exploits. Both Pomni and I entered through the front flaps of the brand new Big Top. But instead of making our way back into the waking world, we were in a room almost identical to the digital circus which we started in.
What? Huh?
I think you just built us a shortcut back to the first Big Top, Pomni. Pomni stared into space with buggy eyes before completely losing her marbles in a fiery rage. Luckily, her flaming temper offshot some hot fireballs, and I was able to catch one in my digital palm without getting burned. Oh cool, a fire aspect enchantment. Hey Pomni, look what I can do. I playfully shot a fireball back at Pomni, who immediately combusted into clown-like confetti. Whoops, that wasn't supposed to happen. I respawned her back into the overworld.
What just happened?
Whoa, neato! This is so fun, right, Pomni? I kept shooting her with fireballs and respawning her into the overworld. She was screaming a lot, which, if I know anything about amusement park rides, meant she was having a good time. From day 90 to day 94, I remembered what Jax told me the last time I visited him at the Oasis. It might have been the only time he had ever been truly helpful. He told me to look for the magic bacon among the limited assets that Kane put in the world to challenge me. That's why I was back in the Blue Taiga, headed for the former lair of the Plague Doctor, who had decided to take some time away from the digital circus to get some perspective on things. If the bacon is here, then it will be totally unguarded, a total steal. Then I'll let Pomni use the bacon so she can finally have a break from all this craziness. I entered the building and found a secret breakable block among the floorboards. There was a hidden area beneath where the magic bacon waited on a magic altar. Bacon ahoy! I moved towards it when Bubble manifested itself in front of me.
That's the last straw. I have had enough of being popped for your cheap amusement, Zozo.
You have? Well, just to give a fair warning, I have not. I pulled out my javelins and equipped them, readying the perfect angle for a throw.
Zozo, you had better not hurl a javelin at me. I swear to Kane, I'm not joking around. I'm usually a happy and carefree Bubble, but you have brought out my dark side, and I'm done with you. You'll wish you were never even—
Pop! My javelin sailed through the air, depriving Bubble of corporeal digital reality for what was most likely the last time in this whole video. Rest in peace, Bubble. You made for a decent running gag. At long last, the bacon was mine. Kane will be bacon for mercy now, since I'm so good at beating video games. From day 95 to day 97, I brought home the bacon for Pomni, who I'm sure was equally ready to go home, and probably eat a nice big plate of real bacon too, since she hadn't consumed real or edible human food for so long. I was surprised to find she was actually sleeping for once, or at least she was trying to simulate sleeping. I didn't want to wake up my tuckered out little jester, so I let her rest when I heard loud stumping. Shh, Jax, didn't you hear? Pomni's sleeping. Don't walk so loud.
She's not sleeping. She's just trying to convince herself she is by making snoring noises. Anyways, I heard her honking all the way in the oasis, and I came here to shut her trap.
If you wanted me to manifest a soundproof room for her, I could have just asked. I enclosed Pomni in a soundproof room with my programming mind powers. Jax was so stunned, he could barely speak.
Us? Okay, with those kind of powers, I'm guessing you're like the new Kane around here. So, I want to stay on your good side. Here's a gift. Remember those little drinks with the umbrellas in them?
Yeah?
I didn't want them to drink. I wanted them to, make these Molotov cocktails.
I don't know what that means.
Just throw one and watch what happens.
I threw one, and it burst into flames. Gee, thanks, Jax, but I already have fire powers on my own.
All right, well, you then. I'm heading back to the oasis. Good luck with whatever it is that you got going on.
On day 98, I approached my computer in the library, looking at the insane amount of views that every episode of the Amazing Digital Circus had gotten since release. Wow, this show is so popular. I hope that one day I get that many views on one of my videos. Truly, it is a benchmark for every creator to aspire to. And if you want to help me get there, remember to search Zozo for more of my videos. I love doing all kinds of adventures, and my time in the Amazing Digital Circus has been nothing but the best of adventures. I could do another 100 days here easily, maybe even another 200 days. I'm just really having a blast. Don't forget to leave a comment about what you want to see in the next video. Zozo is open to all suggestions. On day 99, I return to the bulbous gardens. Fire in my palms, fire in my mind, and fire in my heart. Boom, boom, firepower. I'm ready to take you on, Kane. I'm breaking down all the firewalls.
You need to leave, Zozo. I don't know what you are. I don't know where you came from, but you are literally breaking the walls down as we speak. Do you see what's happening to my player model, Zozo? I think, oh gadzooks, I think I'm abstracting.
Can you not leave? I've been having so much fun in this fantabulous fractional fair. As I spoke, the title card reading the Amazing Digital Circus floating above our heads magically transformed into the fantabulous fractional fairgrounds. Whoa, cool. Did I do that?
I've never had to boot a player from the game before, but you will gladly be the first.
Kane came at me in a glitchy stupor, striking me hits from every way. Fortunately for me, I was able to mentally tap into the world's X and Y axis and predict his every move, striking back with every power in my arsenal I could muster. Unfortunately for me, Kane's attacks became way too formulaic, and I began to grow bored. Simulating a hunger pang with my mind, I looked around for anything to snack on and remembered I had a very delicious piece of bacon in my back pocket, warm from all this fiery fighting we were engaging in. Time to bring home the bacon, the home being my stomach. I ate the bacon and transformed into a bigger, better, more digital version of myself with 100 hearts and a whirlwind of new combat enthusiasm. Also, a literal whirlwind attack. Are you ready for the ultimate show-stopping number, Kane? Let's put on a real performance. I winded whirls around Kane, who, before he could answer, winded down into a teeny pair of chatter teeth before pixelating into nothing. Oh, wait a second. The bacon I just ate was to send players home, not defeat them. I wonder where he was sent to. Maybe he was just a nice middle-aged human carny who dreamed big and enjoyed coding on the side. Or maybe he was like a human dentist or something. I don't know. I really should have saved that bacon for Pomni. Oh well, at least she'll be at peace, knowing Kane is gone for good now, I think. On day 100, I bid a bittersweet goodbye to all of my friends in the Amazing Digital Circus, except for Kinger, who had gotten lost on the way to the party, and no one bothered to look for him. It's too bad I have to leave so soon, but hey, at least nobody can say that I didn't totally win the video game. Isn't that right, Pomni? 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 Pomni stared off into the middle distance, completely zoned out in her own little Pomni world. Oh, I get it. You're still a little sad that I absorbed the magic bacon. It's okay, though. I'll come back here someday, and we'll go on 100 more days of adventures. Pomni started to twitch and laugh before running off into the amaranth fields. Bye, Pomni. Soon after she left, Jax walked over.
See you around, kid. I would say it's been real, but you know this place? Nothing's real here.
We laughed until the end of the day, day, and then I was free from the digital circus and on to my next adventure. On day 1, I rose out of the ground as a baby warden skibidi toilet. Whoa, this is one of the weirdest creatures I've ever been. Still, 6 hearts. I better play it safe. Suddenly, a gorilla came rumbling towards me across the plains.
Invader! Invader! You're not meant to be here!
That didn't sound like a welcome wagon, so I turned my porcelain tail and ran off at massive speeds. That just rang the alarm bell though. More gorillas came charging in, forming a dangerous chase party. I climbed further up the plateau, managing to lose the gorillas, but the chase exhausted me. I really spawned into the wrong area here. What's going on out here? I feel like there's something I'm forgetting, but I can't remember what I forgot. Boom! The ground next to me exploded, and an even bigger, stronger gorilla crawled out of the hole.
Freeze right there! You move one step and I'll destroy you. Wanna live? Follow me, or else.
On day 2, the big gorilla led me across the plateau. Whatever you think I didn't do it, I swear. I'm a completely innocent warden skibidi toilet.
Look, kid, I don't trust wardens, and I don't trust whatever a skibidi toilet is. Want this to go smoothly? All you've got to do is literally everything I say.
Well, I guess that's a pretty compelling argument. He took me to some kind of outpost near the top of the plateau, leading me through the complex. They eventually threw me into a dark, dingy cell in the back.
You better behave, toilet boy, or you're gonna get yourself flushed.
Lucky for me, I wasn't alone in the cell. There was a squat little mungus waiting in there for me. Hey, Mungus, I'm Zozo. What are you in here for?
Somebody accused me of being an imposter, even though I'm not. It's a unique form of discrimination that we munguses have to deal with.
Oh, that's horrible. A similar thing happened to me. I don't even really know why I'm here.
You're certainly not gonna find your memories here in some goofy gorilla prison. We've gotta get out of here. Do skibidi toilets have any special powers?
I don't know, but wardens sure do. That's when I remembered how to warden treat and used it to bust on the wall of our cell. Mungus and I escaped, running off in different directions into the night. Now I can start working on getting my memories back and finding out why I'm really here. On day 3, I continued wandering through the plateau, trying my best to avoid any angry gorillas who wouldn't be happy that I'd escaped. In the epic battle of gorilla versus toilet, I personally wouldn't bet on the toilet. Rather than a gorilla, I instead encountered some cows, which made me realize I'm soon gonna get hungry. Using my high-precision warden shrieks, I blasted one of the cows, then swooped in to take my fill of the delicious beef. Okay, that's something I know about myself now. I enjoy tasty meat, just have to cook it first. I heard a rattling behind me and turned. There was a gang of skeletons coming towards me. Oh no, skeletons don't have any meat on them at all. I'm doomed. With my warden shriek still recharging, I was defenseless and outnumbered. But before the skeletons could get me, a huge lightning bolt came down and destroyed them all. Oh my gosh, what just happened? That's when I turned and saw him. The glorious sight of a tall man with a TV set for a head. He'd fired the lightning bolt and saved my life.
Come with me if you want to not die.
From day 4 to day 5, I followed the TV man into the Shattered Glaciers, a freezing and treacherous biome. Man, anyone who lives here must be one tough cookie. I can feel my bones rattling inside my toilet. We arrived at an equally cool pad where the TV man must have lived. It was easily one of the hippest homes I'd ever seen. Thank you again for saving my life, TV man. I'm Zozo. What can I possibly do to repay you?
The name's Ray, Cathode Ray. And it's no biggie. I save people all the time. I'm a hero. It's kind of my thing.
That's awesome, Ray. Could I be a hero just like you? I don't know what exactly I am, so maybe a hero would be a cool thing to become.
I've got it pretty covered, little toilet. But maybe, with some training, you could have some potential.
Training, yes! I could move in with you and…
With me? No. Little fella, Cathode Ray rolls alone. Here. Take these and go make yourself a place. We'll talk in a couple days.
Cathode Ray, the TV man, gave me my first set of stone tools and a stone sword. I left his base and ventured further up the treacherous Shattered Glaciers. When I found some solid ground on top of a mountain, I was curious to find warped trees here as well. This must be a sign. They look blue just like me. This is it. This is the location for my base. I mined enough material to start building myself a pretty basic house with 1 bedroom and a furnace so I could finally cook these steaks. Nothing is better than a warm piece of steak. This place isn't much, but it's mine.
Not for long, you stinky toilet!
I turned and saw that one of the gorilla guards had somehow followed me here. He wasn't interested in conversation. He wanted to fight, and I needed to defend myself. When he ran in, I blasted him with my warden shriek, then finished him off with my stone sword skills. That gave me enough XP to level up, becoming a bigger, more combat-effective warden toilet with 14 hearts and an inbuilt fireball cannon. Oh yeah! Now I'm looking fire! From day 6 to day 8, I was heading back to tell Cathode Ray about the new power I'd gained, but in the process, I ran into my old prison buddy, Mungus. Hey, Mungus, how have things been swinging for you? I didn't expect to see you out here.
Been better, man. Everywhere I go, people keep thinking I'm an imposter. It's really starting to affect my self-esteem.
That's terrible, Mungus. I wonder why people around here are so distrusting. I continued on to Cathode Ray and asked him the same question.
It doesn't surprise me to hear that, Zozo. You know, there are a lot of folks out here who really can't be trusted. It's why my work as a hero is so incredibly valuable.
How can I start doing valuable hero work, Ray? I can shoot fireballs now, and I want to prove myself.
If you go to the Stony Peaks, you'll find a deadly yak who's been causing a lot of trouble for the locals. May be perfectly suited to this job. Send a warden toilet to defeat a warden toilet, I always say.
Of course, Ray. Thank you for this opportunity. I won't let you down. With my new mission, I set off across the glaciers towards the Stony Peaks. From day 9 to day 10, I first made my way out to the Stony Peaks. It was a terrain so harsh and unforgiving, it made the shattered glaciers seem downright cozy. I was constantly paranoid that with one wrong move, I'd fall over and get injured, or worse. But after carefully navigating the difficult slopes of the Stony Peaks, I saw the monstrous yak in the distance. I drew my sword and carefully approached. Time for a surprise attack. I shot a fireball at the vicious yak. It turned, ready to attack.
Traitor! Perish for your treachery!
I fought the creature with my sword, but it was really strong, knocking a bunch of hearts off of me. In the end, I shot another fireball at the monster, and it blew him off the edge of the cliff. He was gone, but it left me badly injured in the process. Oh no, I don't think I'm gonna make it out of here. But a friend of mine was about to come in clutch. That's right, Mungus had found me.
Zozo, I heard someone was in trouble. I never knew it'd be you. Yeah, take this healing potion and some steaks. You look like you need it.
I truly did. I took the potion and was healed. Thank you, Mungus. I really appreciate that. What are you doing out here?
Something's going on, Zozo, something big. Wanna come with me to help look into it all?
I would, but first, I need to go tell my mentor about my victory here today. I'm on the up and up. From day 11 to day 12, I returned to Cathode Ray, excited to tell him about my victory against the diabolical Warden Toilet Spider.
Well done, little toilet dude. You've proven that you've got the makings of a hero in you.
Thank you, Ray. It's an honor to hear that from you.
For your next step on the road to heroism, I have another challenge for you. Even deeper in the dark shadows of the Stony Peaks, I need you to find and destroy the Hell Rat. It's every bit as frightening as the name suggests.
Sheesh, that sounds pretty scary.
That it is, my friend. That it is. I recommend you upgrade your armor and weaponry. Good heroes don't take chances.
Good advice, Ray. I scoured the shattered glacier until I found a deep mining cavern. I searched inside, getting deeper and deeper into the dark until I found a dusty old crate. Inside was exactly what I needed. Some pieces of iron armor, an iron sword, and an iron pickaxe. The miners must have left this behind when the place was abandoned. I didn't get to keep my new gear pristine for long because soon enough, the mine was crawling with gorilla guards.
You never should have come here.
But I wasn't as weak as I used to be. I held my own against the gorillas until they were forced to retreat. Nobody defeats a hero. From day 13 to day 15, I returned to the Stony Peaks with my new iron weapons and armor plating, ready to take on the terrifying Hell Rat. I searched high and low for the Hell Rat's nest, terrified that at any moment it might pop out and destroy me, just like Cathode Ray had told me. But when I eventually found a cute little hut, and inside, I was astonished to find the Hell Rat. But it didn't seem threatening or scary at all. It seems like a pretty innocent, if slightly strange-looking, rat. Hey, you don't seem particularly hellish. Why do they call you the Hell Rat?
Oh, it's because I come from Hell, the unincorporated community in Livingston County, Michigan.
Oh, I suppose that does answer a lot, but not why Cathode Ray sent me here. Sorry for bothering you, Mr. Rat. I could smell a rat, and it wasn't the Hell Rat. I needed to make my way back to the shattered glaciers with no time to waste. From day 16 to day 19, I return to the cold, lonely world of the Shattered Glacier. Cathode Ray has some serious questions to answer. Sending me to hassle innocent rats from Michigan doesn't seem like something a hero would do. But when I arrived at Ray's pad, it was empty, not a soul in sight. Until I heard footsteps behind me. I panicked and turned around, only to see Mungus standing right behind me. Mungus, what are you doing here?
I was just about to ask you the same thing. I've been tracking the imposter who's been causing trouble across the server, and whom everyone keeps blaming me for. All signs point to here.
Here? That's impossible, but oh no, the Hell Rat! He's in danger! Before Mungus could ask any follow-up questions, I hightailed it out of the Shattered Glacier and made my way back to the Stony Peaks. When I arrived, I searched desperately for the place where I'd found the Hell Rat, but by the time I did, it was too late. Just Cathode Ray standing in an empty crater. Ray, what have you done?
What you were too weak to do, apparently. You can't even stomp some silly rat.
Why would I want to? He was innocent.
Innocent is just a point of view. Who's innocent, really? I'm sure he did something at some point that made him deserve getting vaporized by me.
If that's how you think, then you're not a hero at all.
I am a hero, Zozo, and if you're against me, that can only mean you're a villain. Let me show you what I do to villains.
Cathode Ray summoned up a huge lightning bolt, and before I could do anything, he fired it at me, and everything went black. From day 20 to day 22, I finally woke up, my damaged toilet body lying among the broken stone of the peaks around me. Somehow, I'd survived. Why didn't Cathode Ray completely destroy me?
Because I stopped him.
I turned and saw my old prison friend, Mungus, walking towards me.
What? You're the first person who believed in me. You think I'd let that TV-headed creep destroy you? No way.
I can't believe he used me like that. I thought he was a hero. I thought I was a hero.
You still can be, Zozo. Let's go back to your base. Together, I think we can defeat this guy and show the world who he really is.
You're right, Mungus. It's the only way. We went back to my base, and we tore down the old base so we had enough space for the new build. I mined up enough raw materials to construct a new building with a room for Mungus to stay in, complete with a bed and couch. You can't really tell what this place will be, so make sure to watch a bit longer to find out as I will finish the base. From day 23 to day 26, I returned to the Savannah Plateau, wanting to see everything with a fresh perspective. Everything with Cathode Ray has got me reconsidering my whole life. But I didn't have time to brood. I saw an undead ostrich getting chased around by a terrifying dark manicore. This looks like a situation where I can prove myself as a real hero. I stormed in, blasting fireballs and warning shrieks at the dark manicore while the undead ostrich was out of the picture. It didn't take long for the manicore to relent, and I finished it off with my iron sword. Afterwards, the undead ostrich came out of hiding and approached me.
You saved my life! That was so heroic!
Thank you. I'm trying my best, despite not having a great teacher.
Your best saved me! So in exchange, here, take some of my power and ascend to greater heights!
The ostrich fired an energy blast at me, and I felt myself getting bigger and stronger. Soon enough, I had 26 hearts and a new ability, Smash! I tested it out, smashing a huge crazy crater into the ground. Okay, this will be useful later. From day 27 to day 31, while heading back across the Savannah Plateau towards the Shattered Glacier, I encountered a group of chickens. Even a Warden SKIBIDI toilet enjoys some nice fried chicken. I lured the chickens back into the Shattered Glacier and decided I needed to build a pen for them. Before I could do that, I decided to finish up the rest of the base, so I can put them in just the right spot. I poured my heart and soul into it. I just hope no one flushes it down. Can't deny the resemblance is uncanny. If you think it looks good, make sure to subscribe so you can see my other amazing builds. As I was taking in the views, the Mungus approached me.
Great work, Zozo. Some chicken is exactly what we need. Also, speaking of food, I took the liberty of making us a pantry. We can store excess chicken there.
I looked and saw the well-stocked pantry and fully equipped kitchen that Mungus had created. Good job to you too, Mungus. This base is coming along nicely now. Meanwhile, back in Cathode Ray's icy chill pad of evil, he was consulting with his most powerful henchman, the Speakerhead.
So you see, Speakerhead, this Zozo needs to be destroyed for the greater good. We can't have a good world with that SKIBIDI Warden menace in it.
Of course, Mr. Ray. Everybody wants to rule the world, but you're the only one who I trust to see it through.
Then go out there and do what needs to be done. He's the only thing standing in the way of our plans.
From day 32 to day 35, I returned once again to the Savannah Plateau. More specifically, I returned to the gorilla base where I'd first been imprisoned. If I thought these guys were evil while I thought cathode ray was good, then maybe I had the wrong idea all along. When I arrived at the gorilla base, the huge gorilla who'd first captured me appeared to stand guard.
You've got some nerve coming back here, Toilet. After everything you've done, I ought to destroy you right now.
Wait, I was misled, and I think you were misled too. I'm on your side. Let me speak to the boss gorilla.
The boss gorilla isn't actually a gorilla. Come with me. If you try anything funny, I'll hammer you into the ground like a tent peg.
The big gorilla directed me inside. I followed his instructions down the hallway until I saw the strangest thing, a floating redstone cube. My goodness, who are you?
Me? I am the Cube of Wisdom, the source of all good and righteous knowledge. And if you had spoken to me earlier, I could have told you that Cathode Ray, the TV man, was nothing but a sham.
Yes, I'm sorry. I know that now. He's a villain who believes he's a hero, but I want to be a real hero. Together, between me, my friend Mungus, and you and your gorilla forces, we can take down this monster.
That's the wisest thing you've said all day, Zozo.
From day 36 to day 39, knowing the danger of the threats against me, I searched the shattered glacier yet again until I found another abandoned cave. I searched deep within until I found some more abandoned pieces of iron armor, which I quickly equipped. Using my smash power to bust through the stone further, I found a small vein of diamonds, which I mined with my iron pickaxe. Not enough to make anything yet, but these will come in real handy when I find more of them. I returned to my base with my spoils, where Mungus was waiting for me with good news.
Zozo, I crafted some weapons for you while you were gone. Javelins. They should be super effective.
Oh, that's awesome, Mungus. This will make me an even more formidable opponent at long range. I left the edge of my base to practice my throwing skills with my new selection of javelins, when suddenly a gibbon approached.
Be not afraid.
Don't worry, I wasn't.
Okay, let's see, what was the message? I'm an envoy from the Primate Kingdom. My master, the Cube, wishes to speak to you at a secure location in the Twilight Valley. You must journey there at once.
It sounded like there was no time to delay. I turned tail and made my way in the direction of the Twilight Valley. From day 40 to day 43, I arrived in the spooky and mysterious Twilight Valley. Following the instructions given to me by the Gibbon, I found a small shack where the redstone cube of wisdom was waiting for me. What's up, Mr. Cube? Why so cloak and dagger? Is everything okay?
There's an urgent matter that must be attended to, Zozo. My spies in Cathode Ray's inner circle tell me that he's dispatched one of his most dangerous agents. Speak ahead.
What's so dangerous about him?
He's a highly skilled and lethal warrior. He's absolutely loyal to Cathode Ray and his cause, and he absolutely hates Skibidi toilets. I must leave now, Zozo, but stay safe. You are in grave danger.
The redstone cube teleported away, leaving me alone in the Twilight Valley. Or so I thought. The shack exploded, and the speaker head was standing there, wielding a huge sword.
There you are. Time to meet your doom, Toilet. All for freedom and for pleasure.
Without delay, I started firing my warden shrieks and fireballs at him, but there was no effect. He ran at me with his sword and devastated me with one strike. All I could do was turn and run for my life.
I'll get you, Zozo. Nothing ever lasts forever.
From day 44 to day 49, I was resting and recovering at my base from my encounter with Speakerhead. I was lucky to get out of there alive. Speakerhead wasn't planning on taking prisoners. He was every bit as terrifying as the redstone cube suggested, so it made sense that the redstone cube would appear next to me in my time of need. You weren't kidding, Cube. That Speakerhead guy is a real demon.
Be that as it may, I believe I have a solution for you, Zozo. A weapon that may be capable of destroying that diabolical false hero once and for all.
I'm all ears.
A blowgun, an ancient tribal weapon wielded by a great warrior. It's said to have special powers when used by a true hero in the name of justice.
Sounds perfect. Where can I get it?
I'm not sure yet. You will need to seek out the information. Return to the Stony Peaks and seek out other wise creatures. They will give you the knowledge that you seek.
From day 50 to day 53, I had fully recovered from the stress of my battle with Speakerhead. I ventured out into the stony peaks, wanting to find the wise creatures that the redstone cube had spoken of. I'm lucky I don't have any legs, or they'd be getting really tired right about now. When I'd reached the highest peaks of the stony, peaks, I found a wise old spider pig waiting for me.
Welcome, my son. I am the great spider pig who sits at the center of the cosmic web of knowledge. I can answer but one question of every person. What is your question, Warden Toilet?
I seek the power to defeat evil. Where can I find the legendary ancient blowgun?
It will not be easy, my boy. The blowgun lies in the chamber of destiny, deep inside the Cynthian Torrids. It is guarded by a terrible beast. You will need to be incredibly strong to fight it.
A terrible beast. Great. For a second there, I was worried this whole thing would be too easy. From day 54 to day 57, I returned to the Savannah Plateau, hoping to share everything I'd learned with the Redstone Cube. But on the way, I was intercepted by a familiar and terrifying foe, Speakerhead.
Well, if it isn't my least favorite Warden Toilet, Zozo.
Speakerhead, what are you doing here?
I've been listening to you all the way since the spider pig. My master wants me to collect intelligence on you and everything you're doing. But I won't even need that information if I destroy you right here.
Threw some javelins at him and tried to hit him with my fireballs, but he was too strong.
My turn.
Pulled out a destroyer and with one whack, blasted a huge crater in the earth. I was lucky to have escaped with my life. Meanwhile, back at his base in the shattered glacier, Cathode Ray was receiving the information that Speakerhead had stolen.
The Scythian Torrids. Interesting. Then it means the blowgun must be guarded by the High Reaver. Perhaps I'll let Zozo deal with that one. He could always use the practice.
From day 58 to day 62, I was at my base, having at least survived a second encounter with the Speakerhead. I need some kind of advantage. I can't afford to let him get the jump on me again. I might not be so lucky. I was pulled out of my pessimistic thoughts by Mungus, who strolled over to me with obvious excitement.
Zozo, I've been working hard building things while you were gone. I added in a little yard, a bathroom, and a new crafting area, complete with a furnace.
Oh, that's genius, Mungus. Just the thing I needed. If I want some new gear, I'm gonna need to forge it myself. With this in mind, I went back to the same mining cavern I'd visited before and dug even deeper into the darkness, using my smash power to go deeper a lot faster than I would with just a pickaxe. Eventually, I found an even richer vein of diamonds and harvested as many as I possibly could. Then, I took them back to the base and put Mungus's crafting room to good use. I forged myself a diamond sword, a diamond pickaxe, and a few pieces of diamond armor. Now I'm a force to be reckoned with! From day 63 to day 66, I heard a great crackling outside my base, like something of immense power had arrived. I walked outside the base and saw the Redstone Cube of Wisdom waiting for me on my decorative toilet.
Zozo, it is time. We must travel together to the edge of the shattered glacier. There we can find the portal to the Scythian Torrids, where the sacred blowgun awaits the arrival of its prophesied user. That, Zozo, is you.
Then we have no time to waste. Lead the way! I followed the floating cube across the shattered glacier until eventually we reached the impressive-looking portal stand.
Something is wrong, Zozo. The portal, it isn't active.
Then what do we do?
Keep searching. There must be some kind of key. Someone out there has it. We just need you to get our hands on it. Well, we don't have hands, but you get the idea.
From day 67 to day 70, while waiting and planning my next steps on the toilet, I was visited by someone I hadn't had the best relationship with, the big gorilla.
Zozo, you know I wouldn't come to you if I wasn't desperate, but some unknown force has been fighting my men in the Twilight Valley while we try to search for the key to the Cynthian Torrids.
And I'm guessing you want me to come in there and fight it?
Yeah, pretty much. But you better not gloat about it.
Cause I'm a nice guy, I didn't gloat. Just flushed the toilet and made a beeline for the Twilight Valley, where I saw what had been giving the gorilla so much trouble. A cosmically powerful Shiba Inu.
Be gone, intruder! You will never get your hands on the key! Leave my valley!
Wait, listen to me!
If you use this key for evil, I will—
Listen! I'm not here to do evil. I'm here to stop it. You said something about a key? Is it the key to the Scythian Taurids?
Yes, the very same.
I seek the blowgun from the Chamber of Destiny.
For what purpose do you seek it?
I wish to obtain the blowgun and use it to defeat the evil known as cathode ray.
That is a noble goal. The key is yours. If you misuse it, I'll destroy you myself.
Shiba Inu disappeared, leaving behind a magical-looking key, which I immediately picked up. I'm one more step closer to completing my quest. From day 71 to day 74, I was returning to my base, excited to tell Mungus about the key. But I had bigger things on my mind. Speakerhead was back, and he was destroying my base.
You're too late, Zozo. I know everything. You can't stop us now.
I can tell you're a speakerhead even from a distance, because you're such an annoying loudmouth.
Don't get mad, Zozo. Get even. If you're brave enough, I'll be waiting near Ray's pad. Come and get some, loser.
Speakerhead laughed and disappeared. Then, Mungus came out of hiding to speak to me. How did he cause us much damage, Mungus?
He used his destroyer, an incredibly powerful weapon.
Darn, that man is such a thorn in my side.
It doesn't need to be all bad, Zozo. Maybe if you go and destroy Speakerhead, you'll get his destroyer. Then you can use it in the Scythian Taurids to get the blowgun.
That's a great idea, Mungus. But are you sure you'll be okay here alone?
I can handle myself, Zozo. I'll rebuild the base while you're gone.
Then it looks like we've got a plan. Little did I know, all of this was part of Cathode Ray's grand plan.
Once he's dispatched dear Speakerhead, he'll be strong enough to enter the Scythian Taurids. Then, the blowgun will be mine, and nothing will be able to stop me.
From day 75 to day 78, I was preparing for the battle with Speakerhead when the Redstone Cube of Wisdom came to impart some of his trademark wisdom.
Fight hard out there, Zozo. We're all counting on you.
Thanks, Redstone Cube. Is that it? And then he left. From day 79 to day 84, I wasted no time in charging to the dark depths of the Shattered Glacier. Speakerhead, you will face me in single combat. That was clearly enough to summon him because Speakerhead immediately appeared. It was almost too perfect.
Ready to be destroyed, Zozo? Well, clearly you are, since you're here.
Please stop talking. I'd rather just fight. I charged at Speakerhead, wielding my diamond sword. Even with the aid of my powers, I was so hopelessly outmatched.
Face it, Zozo, you're doomed. You can't beat me.
That's when I suddenly felt a surge of energy coming up from the key the Shiba Inu gave me. The power to fight against evil. I evolved into a Warden Spider Skibidi toilet. I was bigger, stronger, and suddenly had 100 hearts and the ability to shoot lasers. Speakerhead was so shocked.
What? No, you can't do that.
Seems like I can. Bye-bye, Speakerhead. With a supercharged blast of my laser attack, Speakerhead was destroyed once and for all. In his place was the destroyer, which I picked up immediately. Just you and me now, Ray. From day 85 to day 89, I returned to the base with the destroyer and the key. And with 100 hearts, I was finally ready to go to the Scythian Taurids. I'm ready to do this, Mungus.
So glad, Zozo. And look, I repaired the base.
I turned and saw that Mungus was true to his words. The base had been rebuilt. Everything was coming up roses. The one thing left to do is go claim the blowgun. Then we can defeat Cathode Ray and end all this horror. My heart filled with determination, I made my way towards the portal standing deep in the Shattered Glaciers and used my key to open it. Scythian Taurids, here I come. I immediately felt the dark, dry heat of the Taurids on the other side. It was a sinister place, filled with molten lava and strange unknown creatures. After hours of wandering, I found a large, distinct structure that must have been the Chamber of Destiny. There's the chamber. Let's go see the beast. I walked into the chamber, which was deceptively quiet at first, until a huge, terrifying High Reaver leaped out. Oh, there's the beast. It took everything to be able to defeat the High Reaver. The blade of my diamond sword, my fireballs, my javelins, my laser eyes, and of course, the destroyer. It was a hard battle, and I lost plenty of hearts. But in the end, the High Reaver was defeated, and the blowgun was left on the ground. Cathode Ray, you've got a big storm coming. From day 90 to day 94, I left the Chamber of Destiny with the blowgun in hand. With this, I'd finally be able to destroy Cathode Ray once and for all. But before I could find my way to the portal, I was hit by a lightning that completely paralyzed me from the neck down. The blowgun fell out onto the floor. Oh no, who could have done this? Unsurprisingly, Cathode Ray emerged from the darkness. He had total power over me.
So, it has come to this. You know, Zozo, we could have worked well together. Imagine the heroics we would have accomplished together.
You've never done anything heroic in your life, Ray. You're just a villain who's lying to himself.
You're going to regret this, Zozo. If you're not with me, then you're my enemy. I'd destroy you right now, but I want you to live long enough to see my revenge play out in full.
While I couldn't move, he built a stone cage around me, trapping me within. By the time I could move again, Cathode Ray was long gone. From day 95 to day 97, I tried different methods to bust down the walls of the prison that Cathode Ray had built around me. Out of all the power-ups, only the Destroyer worked. But there was no time to waste. I needed to get back to the Savannah Plateau immediately and warn the Redstone Cube of Wisdom. When I was back in the overworld, I ran as fast as I could until I reached the plateau. But I wasn't fast enough. The Gorilla Outpost base had been left in ruins, and all the gorillas were gone. All that was left was the heavily injured Redstone Cube of Wisdom.
Zozo, Cathode Ray went on a cathode rampage. He's cleaning house, trying to destroy everyone he can.
Oh no, this is all my fault. I gave him the blowgun. He'll be invincible.
He has one weakness, Zozo. Because he has a TV for a head, he doesn't have a mouth, so he can't actually use the blowgun. Get it back, Zozo, and use it to bring Ray's reign of terror to an end!
The Redstone Cube passed away, leaving me alone on the cold and dusty plateau. On day 98, I made a beeline back to my base. I needed to warn Mungus so he didn't end up like the gorillas or the Redstone Cube of Wisdom. When I saw the state of my base, I feared I was too late. Everything Mungus and I had worked on was destroyed. Cathode Ray had almost annihilated the base. Oh no, did he destroy Mungus just like he destroyed the Redstone Cube? To my immense relief, Mungus emerged from the rubble.
Please, I'm a lot harder to destroy than that.
Mungus, you're alive!
Cathode Ray was so focused on angrily destroying our base that he didn't even notice me.
That's one small relief, but Cathode Ray still has the blowgun. I can't defeat him without it.
Don't worry, Zozo. I have a plan. Let's go to Ray's pad together. I've got my own score to settle. You distract him, I'll steal back the blowgun. Then you can finish him off once and for all.
Sounds like a plan to me, Mungus. On day 99, Mungus and I ventured deep into the Shattered Glacier to execute our cunning plan. We arrived outside Cathode Ray's pad and shared some final encouraging words. You can do this, Mungus. I'll keep his attention on me.
See you on the other side, buddy.
Mungus snuck into the base. When he was gone, I shot my fireballs at Cathode Ray's base. He immediately stormed outside.
Revenge, then? I figured you'd come out here after you saw what I did to your base and your worthless friends. At least now I can finish you, once and for all.
Yeah, you can do that, Ray, but you'll need to catch me first. I ran as fast as I could as Cathode Ray chased me, shooting lightning after me. I ran until I'd lost him, then made a beeline back to the base. I met Mungus outside Ray's pad. He gave me the blowgun.
Finish this, Zozo.
And with that, he fled into the forest, leaving me alone at Ray's pad. On day 100, I used my fireballs and laser beams to wreak destruction on Cathode Ray's base. I blew up walls and annihilated rooms, and with the destroyer, I smashed a huge crater into the ground. And using my own smash ability, I annihilated everything I could, sending his whole kingdom crashing down around me. I'm gonna do what you did to me, and to the Redstone Cube, and all those gorillas. I'll leave you with nothing. All the noise attracted Cathode Ray himself, who stormed in, ready to fight, wielding a massive sword.
You worthless little bidet. My perfect pad. How could you ruin it like this? I am a hero.
How many times do I need to tell you? There's nothing heroic about you. You're just a big, cruel bully who wants people to like him.
And it's clear you're not gonna like me, so I may as well destroy you, you villain.
The battle began. Cathode Ray was strong, but now I was ready to face him. I threw in javelins and blasted fireballs. I hit him with laser beams and warden shrieks, and even whacked him with the destroyer.
No, this is impossible.
For the finishing blow, I pulled out my blowgun, channeling all the power of the Redstone Cube. With one blast, the scourge of Cathode Ray was finally destroyed. The only hero here is me. On day 1, I spawned into the Amaranth Fields as a golden gorilla. Now it looks like I'm a gorillionaire. Well, a baby gorillionaire anyway. But I bet with my hard work, I can get bigger, stronger, and even shinier. My golden gorilla voice was a little too loud though, because it attracted the attention of someone who wasn't so nice. A strange green man in a crown emerged.
Wee-hee-hee! 'Tis me, the great and glorious Goblin King! All will bow to my excellence!
Oh, hi, Goblin King. Your Highness, I'm Zozo, the golden gorilla.
No! This simply won't do! You're too shiny! Nobody should be shinier than my crown!
I can't help how shiny I am, Your Highness, and I promise that I didn't mean to offend you.
I don't care what you mean! I'm the Goblin King, and what I want, I get! And you're gonna be a lot less shiny once my fully sick boys have beaten you senseless and buried you beneath the earth!
Suddenly, some ogres emerged and started stomping towards me. All I could do was run for my life and get out of there, but I could still hear the Goblin King's shrill voice behind me.
You can run, but you can't hide! We'll never give up, Zozo! Never!
I kept running until I couldn't hear him anymore. Guess I'm gonna need to topple the Goblin King if I want to get any peace around here. On day 2, I started exploring more of the Amaranth Fields. It's pretty nice out here, but I guess looks can be deceiving if the Goblin King and his ogres are running around here, and I've only got 10 hearts. I'd better find something to eat, and fast! Luckily, I stumbled on an apple tree. I used all of my baby gorilla strength to shake the apples down from the tree and gobbled them up. That really hit the spot. I love apples.
Good choice for your last meal then. Get it? Because you're dead meat, shiny boy.
I turned around and saw the Goblin King's ogres charging toward me. Uh-oh, I don't think I'm ready for a fight, but I guess I don't have a choice. They attacked me, and I tried my best to fight back, but they were way too tough for me, and there were so many of them. It's only my second day. It can't already be over for me. No!
Hang on, little gorilla. I've got this.
A gobber jumped into the fray, fighting off the ogres long enough for me to get away from them.
Follow me. Let's get you out of here before more of these jokers show up. By the way, my name's Greg.
I'm Zozo. On day 3, I followed the friendly gobber to his campfire. Thank you for saving me.
Don't sweat it, kid. Any enemy of the Goblin King is a friend of mine.
He hates me just because I'm shiny and golden.
Don't take it personally. That attention hog can't stand it if anyone else is special. That's why so many of us are trying to overthrow him. Everyone deserves to shine, not just that so-called king. Here, I got someone you should meet.
The gobber introduced me to a goblo sitting near the fire. I told the goblo that I was the Goblin King's latest target.
Tough luck, Zozo. Sorry to hear that. But you're in the right place if you want to end the Goblin King's regime. We've been working on it for quite some time, and I get the feeling you'll be a great help. You'll need to get a lot stronger first, though. Think you can do that?
Yes, I do.
That's what I like to hear. First things first, you're gonna need a base. Get to work building one. I'll send Greg along to help you out.
Thank you so much.
Don't ever let them dull your shine, Zozo.
From day 4 to day 5, I got to work building a base. Before I can build anything, I'll need some wood and some tools. I gathered enough wood to craft a wooden pickaxe, then used that pickaxe to gather some stone. Now I can use this to make a full set of tools. I'd better hurry up so I can build my base before it gets dark. I crafted a set of stone tools, and then it was finally time to build my base. A room for me and a room for Greg. There, looks pretty good. It's small, but I'll have time to build more later. Greg, come check out our new home.
Sweet digs, kid. I like it. Great place to hang my hat for a little while.
But you're not wearing a hat.
Well, if I get a hat, I'll have a place to hang it. Hey, kid, look out behind you.
I turned around and was jumped by a garch. This time, though, I had a sword to defend myself. I fought back and managed to defeat the nasty creature. Hey, I did it! Oh, I feel kind of funny. Suddenly, I grew bigger, and I felt my hearts increase to 30. Awesome! I yelled with excitement, and a blast of fire came out of my mouth.
Careful with that fire breath, buddy. Don't burn the house down.
Sorry. From day 6 to day 8, I took my new set of tools, improved strength, and super cool fire breath, and went out exploring. I traveled to the jungle, where I spotted a poor, innocent little Kato being attacked by a Chatterneer. Hey, cut that out! The Shadoneer didn't listen, so I had to make him listen with a blast of fire breath. He got pretty angry about being burned, but I had my sword ready to go, and we battled it out. The Shadoneer was tough, but I was tougher, and I managed to win the fight. You're safe now, little Kato.
Thank you. I've never met a hero like you before, but I'm afraid I'm still not safe. I was trying to run away from a bigger, badder monster when that Shadoneer attacked me. See, my house was invaded by a reaver. He kicked me out and said if I tried to come back, he'd kill me. Could you help me get my home back?
That's terrible. Of course I'll help. From day 9 to day 10, I followed the little Kato to his house, and sure enough, there was a huge, scary-looking reaver standing guard outside.
Hey, I told you to clear out of here. Maybe you didn't learn your lesson last time. Do I need to tell you again with more pain?
The only one who's gonna get hurt around here is you!
What? You're here to fight me? Ha! You're tiny, like a little gold statue of a gorilla. You don't scare me.
Well, maybe this will! I opened my mouth and shot a blast of fire breath at the reaver, but he didn't even flinch.
Oh, thanks. I was getting kinda chilly. Now it's my turn.
Uh-oh! He launched himself at me, knocking me back. He was way too strong. I don't think I'm ready for this fight. I'm so sorry, little Kato. We've got to run. But I promise I'll come back and finish the job once I'm strong enough. I ran away as fast as I could, the little Kato right by my side. Until we get your house back, you can come stay at my base with me. From day 11 to day 12, I escorted the little Kato back to my base. I'll need to build another room, so he has somewhere to sleep. I got to work, and before long, I had added on a room for my new guest. Here you go. I hope you're comfortable here.
Thank you so much! I wanted to give you something in return for letting me stay here, but I didn't have anything with me, so I hope you don't mind, but I added something to your base. Come take a look!
He showed me a brand new storage hut.
I figured you could keep things in here. Weapons, I guess, or whatever you want.
It's great! Thank you! Now you get some rest. I've got more work to do.
Wait, before I do, are you the golden gorilla that the Goblin King is trying to get rid of?
I sure am.
Oh, I'm so sick of that Goblin King. He wasn't always in charge, you know. He came here a little while ago with an army of ogres and scared everyone into listening to him. No one even knows where he came from, or if he's a real king at all.
No wonder he's so worried about being outshined. Thanks for the info, little Kato.
My name is Lyle, just by the way.
I'm Zozo. Nice to meet you. Lyle went off to take a nap, and I headed into a nearby cavern to do some mining. I gathered some iron ore, perfect for upgrading my gear. I used a furnace to smelt the ore into iron ingots and crafted an iron pickaxe and an iron sword. I still feel like the base is missing something. As I was brainstorming, I spotted a herd of sheep grazing nearby. Hey, sheep! Why don't you come live with me? I built them a sheep farm to live in and herded them inside. Not too bad, if I do say so myself. From day 13 to day 15, I was trying to come up with ideas on how to grow stronger. I decided to talk to Greg and get some advice. Hey Greg, I'm running out of time to get strong enough to defeat the Goblin King. What can I do?
Well, kid, when I want to get stronger, I get out of my comfort zone. Try going somewhere new, maybe fighting some new enemies. You'll never grow just staying in the same place all the time.
Great idea. I'll go back to the jungle. That was a pretty intense place. I traveled back to the jungle and started exploring the unfamiliar terrain. While I was walking, I spotted some familiar faces. The ogres! They were too strong for me before, but I think I'm ready to try again. Hey, remember me?
Hey, look! It's the Golden Gorilla! Let's get him, boys!
I opened my mouth and shot fire breath at them, engulfing them in flames.
Ouch! Where'd you learn to do that?
I didn't answer the question. I just drew my iron sword and attacked again. This time, they were the ones who weren't prepared. And one by one, I defeated them all. I did it! I did it! Hey, what's this? There was a health potion on the ground. They must have dropped this. Well, finders keepers. I drank the health potion, and right away, my hearts increased to 60. Woohoo! I was doing a victory dance when I accidentally shot a fireball. Hey, that's new. I'm on fire here. From day 16 to day 19, I followed Greg's advice and kept exploring. My journey took me all the way to the desert. It sure is hot out here. I wish I had a nice shady tree to sit under. Oh, and some coconuts. But instead of coconuts, I found a book. The Book of Information. Information about what? I guess I'll see. It says the Goblin King was once a lonely little goblin underling, the lowest of the low. One day, he had enough of being bossed around. He snuck up on the leader of his kingdom, destroyed him with a sneak attack, and stole his crown. Now, he lives in fear of being seen as the fraud that he is, and having someone take his place. Wow, I'd feel bad for him if he wasn't trying to kill me.
Get that gorilla!
I was suddenly ambushed by more of the Goblin King's ogres. But with my new fireball attack, they didn't stand a chance. I burnt them all to a crisp and vanquished them. Hey, I'm getting pretty good at this whole fighting thing. From day 20 to day 22, I traveled back home to my base. Time to go back into the mines and see if I can upgrade my gear some more. I entered the mine and quickly found some iron ore. After I smelted it into ingots, I was able to craft an iron chestplate. With my new attack, my new strength, and this armor, I think I can finally fight that Reaver. So I traveled back to Lyle's house, where that nasty Reaver was still stomping around like he owned the place.
Back for more. Can't get enough of the taste of defeat.
You can't just take people's houses. I'm going to show you what happens when you do. I hit him with a fireball, and this time it worked. It knocked him back. While he was recovering, I got my sword and rushed at the Reaver, swinging my blade as hard as I could. He attacked me, but I came back at him even harder. A couple of hits later, he was down.
Whee! Well, look at that! You're getting stronger, I see.
It was the Goblin King. He was watching me from behind a nearby tree.
I'll have to send stronger minions to get rid of you, it seems. No matter. I will. I always get what I want, you know.
Only because you sneak up on people. You'll never win in a fair fight.
Well, we'll have to sort out that, won't we? I have grand plans for your demise, Zozo. Such grand plans. Whee!
And with that, he disappeared. From day 23 to day 26, I ran back to my base as fast as I could. My encounter with the Goblin King had shaken me up a little bit, but I was still excited to give Lyle the good news about his house. Lyle, guess what? The Reaver is finally gone.
Really? That's amazing. But
Oh no, what is it?
it's just, I've been having so much fun staying here with you guys. Do you think I could keep living here instead?
Sure, stay as long as you want. With that settled, I ventured back into the mines to look for some more iron ore. After I found enough, I smelted it into ingots and crafted a new iron helmet and a pair of shiny iron boots. While I was trying on my new armor, Lyle came to see me.
Hey, Zozo. As a thanks for everything, I built a perimeter wall around the base to help keep us safe. So nothing like the Reaver attack ever happens here.
I went outside and checked it out. That's amazing. I feel safer already. From day 27 to day 31, I headed back out to the desert to continue exploring in the harsh climate. I was kicking around the sand, getting lost in my thoughts, when I saw something. A silver lobo sat under a palm tree.
Hey, you're the gold guy who beat up all those ogres.
I sure am.
Well, that was super neat of you. If you're still in a heroic mood, I could use some help. Any chance you have a place I could stay for a while? The Goblin King doesn't like how silver I am, and I'm scared he'll send more ogres after me.
He's doing the same thing to me for being gold. I'd be happy to help. Follow me back to my base. You can stay there. The silver lobo and I headed back to my base, and when we got there, I'd take a second to shear my sheep and gather some wool. Hey, this gives me an idea. I decided to hang some decorative banners on my base just to spice up the place. These really class up the place.
Sweet banners, kid, but sorry to interrupt. Goblo needs our help.
Who?
Goblo the Goblo. You met him when I saved you. Now it's your turn to help me save him. Quick, let's go.
From day 32 to day 35, Greg and I traveled back to the Goblo's campfire to see what was going on. When we got there, a whole horde of ogres was making a mess of the place. Goblo was way outnumbered. Goblo, we're here to help.
Oh, how sweet. Baby Gorilla thinks he can save his friend. Well, you're too late, loser.
I shot a fireball at them, destroying them in one hit. But when Greg and I rushed over to check on Goblo, he was already halfway gone.
Thank you for coming, boys, but I'm afraid they were too much for me. I don't have a lot of time left, Zozo. You can finish what I couldn't. Defeat the rest of the ogres.
I will. And just like that, Goblo was gone. From day 36 to day 39, I didn't want to go home after losing Goblo. I needed to get my mind off of things. So instead, I traveled to the jungle to look for some bad guys to fight, or someone to help. I just need something useful to do.
Are you talking to me?
there was a rouge tomato suddenly staring at me. No, I was talking to myself.
Well, could you be talking to me? If you're trying to be useful, I need some help.
Sure, what's going on?
Well, I need help taking on a rattlesnake near here. He's really messing up the neighborhood, kicking everybody out. I need some muscle to get him to lay off.
You got it. It didn't take me long to find the rattlesnake. He was hissing and pacing back and forth, looking for trouble. Well, he found it, and trouble was me. I took him out with a few quick fireballs and a finishing move with my sword. Your rattlesnake problem is all taken care of.
Thanks, you're a swell guy. Not like that freak in the crown who came through here earlier.
The Goblin King?
Yeah, that's him. Said he's trying to recruit new goons to help him get rid of some gold monkey or something. Sounds like a bad scene. And seems like the kind of guy who doesn't ever fight his own fights, but still wants to act like a tough guy. If you're not a fighter, just admit it to yourself. That's what I did, and it worked out.
Yup, thanks for the info.
Forget about it.
From day 40 to day 43, I left the friendly, but kinda weird, rouge tomato behind and walked back to my base. When I got there, Greg was waiting for me, and he looked excited about something.
Hey kid, I thought we could both use some cheering up. So I added some couches to the base for hanging out. And I was thinking, maybe we could invite some more friends to stay here with us.
Absolutely, the more the merrier.
Great, my other goblin friend should be here soon.
A little while later, Greg's friend arrived and settled in. Nice to meet ya. After a while, the silver lobo I helped out before came to find me.
You've already done so much for me, but could I ask for one more favor? I left my favorite book behind, and I can't go back and get it without being attacked by some really scary monsters. Could you go look for it for me?
I'll do my best to get your book back. We can put it on one of those shelves when I do. From day 44 to day 49, I trudged out to the desert to look for the Silver Lobo's book. I don't see any books, I just see a ton of sand. I don't like sand at all. It's so coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere. As I was digging through the sand looking for the book, the Goblin King ran up from behind me.
Whee! Tremble in fear! It's me!
I'm not scared of you.
Oh, but you should be! You think I'll only stop with your demise? No, silly Zozo! I'm going to get rid of everything shiny in this land! Every living thing that is silver, gold, diamond, that glitters and shimmers brightly! My crown will be the only shiny thing left, and then no one will doubt my authority as king!
Or you could try being a kind and just ruler?
Are you kidding me? That sounds terrible! Sorry, Zozo, but I have to run! Bear with me!
What?
Sorry, I misspoke! I have a bear with me! Enjoy fighting my bear! Bye!
The Goblin King ran off, and a massive, hulking grizzly bear ran in! From day 50 to day 53, I faced off against the Goblin King's mighty grizzly bear. The grizzly bear charged at me. I fought back with a fireball and jumped out of the way before he could scratch me with his claws. But the bear was tough, and he came at me again. This is my hardest fight yet. It was difficult, and the bear was much bigger and stronger than me, but I was better at dodging. And I had fire powers that most bears don't have. And all of that helped me win in the end. Phew, that was a close one. I'm glad I made it. Ooh, sparkly. The grizzly bear dropped a diamond on the ground during the fight. I should take it with me. I bet I'll need it later. From day 54 to day 57, I continued my search for the Silver Lobo's book. She said there were scary monsters involved, but I haven't seen anything but sand. And that bear, but that wasn't normal for this place, I'm pretty sure. Finally, I happened upon a specter. I don't think it's that scary, but I bet that's what she's talking about. Hey, did you take someone's book? The specter didn't answer me. It just started attacking. Well, I guess that's your answer. Fireball! I blasted the specter with a fireball, and I totally vaporized it. Sure enough, it dropped the book. What's this book about anyway? Seems like a lot of trouble for one little book. Oh, it says my diary on it. No wonder she wanted it back. I ran back to my base and delivered the book to the Silver Lobo.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're the nicest golden gorilla I've ever met. Not that I've met any others. There used to be more of you, I've heard. And other gold creatures. But the Goblin King has been getting rid of them ever since he took the throne. It's just terrible.
Well, I can't let him get away with it anymore. From day 58 to day 62, I expanded my sheep pen to make room for even more sheep. There, now you guys can spread out a bit more and have some room to roam. They didn't say anything back, but I think they were happy about it. Next, I returned to the mines. The diamond the bear dropped got me thinking. I want to craft some diamond gear. I gathered some diamonds and used them, along with the diamond the bear dropped, to craft a diamond pickaxe and a diamond sword. Now I'm even shinier than ever. Take that, Goblin King. When I climbed back out of the mines and went back to my base, Greg was waiting for me.
Welcome back, kid. Since we've got more folks staying with us now, I took the liberty of letting them invite even more friends over. Hopefully you don't mind.
Of course I don't mind. You know what I say, the more the merrier. From day 63 to day 66, I tried to decide where to go next. I need to keep getting stronger so I can stop the Goblin King from carrying out his evil plans. What should I do next?
Zozo, I just got a letter from my friend in the lush tundra. She said that there is some kind of dangerous creature out there making trouble, and it might be working for the Goblin King. If you play your cards right, you could get fighting experience and some information, all at the same time.
Wow, that's like getting two things with only one thing. Awesome! I traveled to the lush tundra, and a huge warped toad leapt into my path. Uh-oh, this must be the creature making trouble. I got my sword ready and was taking a deep breath to unleash some fire on the toad when she spoke.
Wait, no! I'm Alex, Lyle's friend. I'm the one who asked for your help. You're Zozo, right?
Oh, sorry, my mistake. So if you're not the one I'm here to fight, who is? From day 67 to day 70, Alex the warped toad led me to the danger she had told me about, a warped Moscow hovering menacingly above the ground.
There it is! Think you can help?
I sure do. Time to squash that bug.
Be careful! That's one mean Moscow!
I listened to Alex's warning, and I approached the warped Moscow slowly. But as soon as it saw me, it started buzzing aggressively and swooped at me. I had to dodge and counter with a fireball. The warped Moscow couldn't get away in time, and the fireball hit it, knocking it down. I took my chance to finish it off right then and there. I did it! Your Moscow troubles are over, Alex.
Thank you so much! Lyle wasn't kidding! You really are a hero!
I'm just trying my best. I only hope I'm going to be enough of a hero to take on the Goblin King. From day 71 to day 74, I decided to explore the lush tundra a bit more. I already came all the way out here. I might as well get a good look. As I was exploring, I spotted a sign that spelled out Z-O-Z. I didn't know what that means, but it's almost my name. That reminds me, if you want to see more Zozo videos, you can find them by searching Z-O-Z-O. I arrived in a new part of the lush tundra and saw a chest there. Oh, I wonder what's inside. When I opened it, there was nothing in there. Oh, that's disappointing.
Wee-hee-hee-hee! Sorry to see you so sad, Zozo! Just kidding! I love to see you sad! Hee-hee-hee! You'll never beat me!
I was so angry, I shot a fireball at the Goblin King, but he dodged it and attacked me. He was still way too strong for me to fight him and win. Just you wait. I'll get stronger, and then you'll know how it feels to lose. I didn't want to, but I had to get out of there. From day 75 to day 78, I ran all the way back to my base. When I finally got there, I was so mad that I locked myself in my room. I can't believe I had to run away like that. I'm such a loser. I heard someone outside of my room, and when I went to check, the Silver Loba was standing there.
Sorry to interrupt, but I wanted to show you something. I've been heading on to the base. Want to come look?
Okay. I followed her, and she led me to a new watchtower. You built this for me?
I wanted to cheer you up. It'll help keep us all a lot safer, in case the Goblin King tries anything sneaky.
That's so great. Thank you. I feel better already.
I've also got something that might help, too.
Greg came over and handed me a novelty hat.
It's silly, but I told you a home is a good place to hang your hat. So, I got you a hat.
When I put the hat on, I felt a lot better and stronger too. Before I knew it, my hearts increased to 100. I jumped for joy, and I jumped way higher than usual. Whoa, a jump boost! Thank you so much! From day 79 to day 84, I ventured back out into the lush tundra to look for the Goblin King. Now that I'm stronger, I want to try and fight him again. I looked all over, but didn't see him anywhere. I did see some Black Death though. Close enough for now. Still an evil force I can test out my new strength on. I fought the Black Death and beat it easily. When I did, I was approached by a grateful rat.
Ooh, that was very impressive fighting. I couldn't help but notice your shiny diamond sword. Someone dropped this, and I picked it up to keep. But I think you should have it. Here!
The rat gave me diamond leggings. This is perfect. From day 85 to day 89, I took my new diamond leggings and traveled back home to my base. When I got there, I was shocked to see Ogre stamping all over the place, tearing it down. No, get out of here!
Oh no! Did you think we wouldn't find you? Smash, 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 smash the whole place to bits!
I shot a fireball at the ogres, and they ran off into the fields. Ah, no you don't. I chased after them as fast as I could. As I was pursuing the ogres, a rat jumped in front of me.
Quickly, could you tell me the way to the lush tundra? My cousin lives there.
I pointed him in the right direction.
Thanks, you're a pal.
With another good deed done, I continued my chase. From day 90 to day 94, I tracked the ogres all the way to a castle. This must be Goblin King's palace. I'd better not get too close. I'm sure he's got guards all over the place. I'll focus on these jokers for now. I decided to shoot a fireball at the guard at the castle entrance. That's what you get for messing with my home.
Ouch! Get a boss!
Is the Goblin King here?
No, he won't dirty his hands fighting you, little gorilla. That's my job.
A plague beast emerged and came running at me. He attacked me before I could do anything, and the blow knocked me back. Uh-oh, this guy is really strong. This won't be easy. From day 95 to day 97, I continued my battle against the plague beast. It was, by far, my most dangerous fight yet. I've got to make it through this. I can't let the Goblin King win.
He's already won, fool! There are only a handful of days left before his army will sweep the land, imprisoning any that dare to try to outshine the king!
No! I won't let that happen! I used my jump boost to jump out of the way of his next attack and blasted him with a fireball. Then I came at him with my diamond sword and finally turned the tide of the fight. I was going to win! For my final attack, I jumped high and hit him where he least expected it.
It seems I underestimated you. Perhaps you will win after all, if you can best the Goblin King himself in a one-on-one fight, that is.
I will, no matter what. I'm going to do whatever it takes to defeat the Goblin King once and for all. And just like that, the Plague Beast was defeated. On day 98, I returned to my base with a renewed sense of purpose. This golden gorilla is going to win! I just know it. I've come a long way, and I know I still have room to improve, but I feel like a real hero now. Brighter, stronger, and shinier than ever. First, the Silver Lobo spoke to me.
You are Zozo. Here, take this health potion for help on your quest. I believe in you. We all deserve to shine, and you shine brighter than anyone I've ever met.
That means a lot. Thank you. And then, Greg.
Hey kid, I'm proud of you. Don't leave without your hat, okay?
I would never. And finally, Lyle.
Remember, the Goblin King only wins fights by sneaking up on people. Don't let him sneak up on you, and you'll be able to defeat him.
Thank you for believing in me. I'll try my best. On day 99, I set off on my journey to the Goblin King's castle. I passed through the lush tundra on my way and remembered my success there. I was able to help so many people, and if I can pull this off, it'll help so many more. Finally, I reached the castle. It was crawling with ogre guards. I'll never get through all of them without the Goblin King finding out I'm here. If he does, he'll be able to sneak up on me. As I was trying to come up with a plan, Alex, the warped toad, jumped out of hiding and started attacking the ogres. Alex, you came to help me.
We toads believe in reciprocity. You helped me, I help you. Now get inside and finish this.
Alex led the ogres away, and I began to sneak into the castle. On day 100, I crept my way into the castle. That's where I saw the Goblin King looking at horses. I thought about attacking him, but I realized that would be wrong. I'm not like him. I want a fair fight. Hey, stop horsing around.
What? What's happening? Oh, wee! Zozo, I see. You've come to my palace to turn yourself in?
No, I'm here to fight you. Fair and square. No tricks.
A Goblin King always has a few tricks up his sleeve.
Suddenly, he turned invisible, and I lost sight of him. Uh-oh, he's somewhere in here, trying to sneak up on me. I listened carefully, and when I heard him moving, I used my jump boost to jump out of the way of his ambush. Ha! Gotcha! I spotted him and launched a fireball at him. It hit!
Ow, ow, ow! No! You're not supposed to be so good at this! I'm supposed to win! I always win!
Not anymore! I attacked with my sword next. He fought back, but I was stronger than him. I had learned how to defeat the forces of evil, and after a difficult fight, I finally did! The Goblin King crown
fell on the floor at my feet. If I were like you, I'd take this. But I don't want to be king. I just want to go home and hang out with my friends. I'm ending this reign of terror here and now. And with one last fireball, I finished him off. It was finally over! I did it! Time to go home, hug my friends, and take a well-deserved nap. From now on, things are gonna be good as gold.
On day 1, I spawned in as Lava Spider-Man in the middle of the Black Forest. Whoa, Lava Spider-Man? What a combination! What will they think of next? But I didn't get to enjoy being the world's hottest web spinner for long, because suddenly, some Endermen were emerging out of the woods around me. Uh-oh, I think I'm gonna leave you guys to it. I turned and ran off as fast as I could, until I couldn't see the Endermen anymore. They blended in well with the dark trees of the Black Forest. I'm only a baby Lava Spider-Man with 10 hearts and no weapons. I can't take on a whole gang of Endermen like this. But I hadn't accounted for one thing. Endermen can teleport! One of them popped up right in front of me, stopping me in my tracks.
Why are you running from us, little one? Do you have something to hide?
What? No! I don't have anything to hide. I was just running because you guys were scary. No offense.
Sorry, kid, but I don't buy that. You're gonna need to come with us. Our master is gonna want to speak to you.
I thought about running again, or trying to fight, but then I turned and saw that even more of the Endermen had appeared behind me. There was no way I could get out! On day 2, one of the Endermen took me to some kind of strange fort deep in the Black Forest. I had no idea who these Endermen worked for, or what they planned to do with me.
If you just play ball with us, kid, then no harm will come to you. There are just a few things we need to figure out.
Somehow, I didn't believe him. He threw me into some kind of prison cell with tall walls and no ceiling, just staring off into the sky. That's when I noticed a back door.
Don't bother trying to open that.
I turned and saw a cartographer standing in the corner, watching me.
I've tried. It can only be opened from the other side. I've been here for a week, so I think we're gonna be here in the long run.
So they got you too, huh? I'm Zozo. They captured me outside. What are you in for?
They captured me while mapping out the area. I'm a cartographer. That means I make maps. But they accused me of working for some suspicious person and locked me up. Believe me, I've tried every way to escape. It's impossible.
Or maybe not. Going on a hunch, I walked over to one of the walls and started to climb up it, like a spider. This must have been one of my awesome Lava Spider-Man powers. Look at me go. I climbed all the way up the wall and hopped up onto the other side. Then I opened the door from the other side, freeing the cartographer.
That was amazing, Zozo. You're like a superhero.
Oh, geez, that's nice of you to say. But we should probably get out of here before those weird Endermen come back and try to capture us again.
Good idea. We'll split up, and I hope to see you again someday, Zozo.
Likewise. Stay safe out there. So I ran off, trying to make my way out of the sinister Black Forest. On day 3, I escaped the Black Forest and reached the Badlands, which was as scorching hot and unforgiving as the name suggests. Wow, thank goodness I'm a Lava Spider-Man, or I'd be roasting right now. But it wasn't just the heat that was a problem, it was hunger. You can't just run away from a bunch of sinister, mysterious Endermen without working up an appetite. And there aren't that many trees around here either, so I guess apples are out of the question too. But I wasn't out of luck just yet. I managed to find some delicious, healthy carrots nearby and pick them up for a quick snack. I may be a Spider-Man, but I'll take some nice carrots over flies any day. After eating the carrots and filling up my hunger bar, I continued exploring the Badlands until I ran into something spectacular. A huge, tough diamond golem.
Hey there, little dude. Pick your jaw up off the floor. You may be looking at the ultimate blinged out golem, but don't worry, I'm actually very approachable.
Sorry, I don't mean to stare, it's just, wow, you're so shiny.
Oh yeah, you better believe it. You know what they say, diamonds are forever, and so am I, no matter what these goofy, unshiny Endermen say.
Wait, the Endermen are after you too? I literally just escaped from those guys.
Is that so, little bro? Then I think we have a lot to say to each other. Follow me, my pad isn't far from here.
I'd made another friend. I eagerly followed the diamond golem through the Badlands, excited for whatever would come next. From day 4 to day 5, I continued with the diamond golem over to his pad. It was the coolest base I'd ever seen, the exact kind of thing you'd expect from a blinged out super golem. Wow, this place is amazing, diamond golem. I'm so impressed.
Please, kid, call me Dino. And your name?
I'm Zozo, Zozo the Lava Spider-Man.
That's a mouthful, little Zozo, but I can dig it. What you're lacking in Riz, you can make up for in guts. I like that. Let me guess, people have called you a superhero?
Wow, that was a good guess.
I have a talent for reading people. You just look like a hero, man. There are some dangerous people out there. Not every golem is as nice and cool as me. I need your help to take care of the people out there giving me a bad name. Can you dig it? You think you're tough enough?
I can dig it, and I definitely think I'm tough enough. I'll help you defeat all the bad guys.
Right on, little Zozo. First though, you can't hang out here. You're harshing my vibe. Take these tools and go build your own place. Get it?
Yes, sir. Dino the Diamond Golem gave me a stone sword and a stone pickaxe, and I left to make a base of my own. That's how I ended up in the Amaranth Fields. Yeah, this is a much nicer climate. I immediately started cutting down trees and mining stone until I had enough material to start building a base. It wasn't anywhere near as cool as Dino's base, but if I worked hard, maybe someday it would be. But the physical exercise was worth it anyway, because I suddenly leveled up, getting bigger, stronger, suddenly having 20 hearts, and gaining a new power, Web Blasts. Oh yeah, now I'm like a real Spider-Man. And that new power couldn't have come at a better time. One of the same Endermen from earlier teleported in front of me.
I've been searching for you all day since you escaped our base. I knew you were trouble.
Oh, you have no idea. Unlike them, I wasn't taking prisoners. I fired Web Blast after Web Blast until the Enderman was no more. When I level up enough, I'm gonna be every bit as strong as Dino the Diamond Golem. From day 6 to day 8, I continued working on my base, making it a little bigger by adding a new building. And once I'd done that, I could start making it look as cool as Dino's base. During my lunch break, I saw a familiar figure walking through the Amaranth Fields. It was the cartographer who'd been in the prison with me. Of course, I immediately ran over to have a chat with my old cellmate. Hey, buddy, how's the free life treating ya?
Hi, Zozo. I wish I could say it was shaking out well, but it's honestly been pretty tough.
Oh no, why?
My boss, an iron golem, was meant to give me instructions on what maps to make next, but when I got to his house, it was destroyed, and he was gone. It feels like something suspicious has happened. Maybe someone is going after golems.
That's worrying. Take care of yourself out there, cartographer. I'm gonna go tell Dino the Diamond Golem. If someone is going after golems, he needs to know. And being true to my word, I immediately left to go visit Dino and warn him about the potential threat.
Wish I could say I was surprised, but it ain't easy being a golem. Here's the thing though, us golems are tough. We're not easy to take out. If someone is going after golems, there's a good chance they're a vengeful golem themselves.
Do we have any leads on who it can be?
I've heard rumors of an obsidian golem operating in the North Badlands. Go look into that and report back to me.
Of course, Dino. I'll get on it. And so I left in search of the obsidian golem, who was potentially behind the golem disappearances. From day 9 to day 10, I traveled north, braving the harsh conditions of the Badlands, knowing how important my mission was. But why would the obsidian golem go after his own kind like that? It doesn't make sense. As a budding superhero, I know that nobody commits a crime without having some kind of motive. But while I was mulling over the mystery I'd been sent to solve, the obsidian golem got the jump on me, literally jumping out right in front of me.
I knew someone was following me. You think because I'm a golem, I'm dumb? Big mistake, bucko. And unless you have a good explanation, it'll be your last.
Look, I'm sorry that I was looking for you, but it was for a good cause. I'm hunting the person who's making golems disappear.
Like I'd buy that. I think either you're the culprit or you're working for him. And I'm not taking any chances on my life here. Let's go, creep.
There was no more reasoning with him after that. The obsidian golem attacked me full force, and there was nothing I could do to talk him down. I just fought back as best as I could until he was finally defeated. But in the process, I was almost completely destroyed. Wow, Dino wasn't kidding about golems being powerful. Luckily for me, a friendly mungus happened to be passing by. He walked over to me, seeming concerned.
You okay there, son? You're not looking so hot, aside from the lava, of course.
Yeah, I just got beaten up by a huge, powerful obsidian golem, so you're right, I'm not doing too well.
Lucky for you, I've got a spare health potion. Here, take it. You look like you need it more than me.
He gave me a health potion, which I quickly drank, delighted to have my health restored. You're a lifesaver, literally. Say, do you have any idea what kind of golem might be able to destroy other golems? I'm hunting a dangerous criminal.
A golem that destroys golems, huh? That's a tall order. There'd need to be an extremely tough golem to do that, not to mention incredibly crafty. An obsidian golem is probably too low level to pull off that kind of evil scheme.
An extremely tough golem. Interesting. This'll give me something to look into. From day 11 to day 12, I returned to Dino the Diamond Golem's awesome pad with less than awesome news. I met Among Us out in the Badlands, Dino, and he seemed to think that the obsidian golem didn't have anything to do with all the disappearances. It'd need to be a much stronger golem than him.
Huh, who you gonna trust when it comes to golems, little man? Some random mungus? Or me, an actual golem? Believe me, nobody knows this situation better than Dino.
That makes sense, I guess. What do you think I should do now then?
There's a sandstone golem in the Amaranth Fields. I've got a good reason to believe he's involved in all this. You don't need to investigate him, just take him out. Understood?
Understood. I'm sorry for ever doubting you, Dino.
Yeah, man, you better be.
Now knowing how tough golems were, I knew that I needed better weapons to take them on. That's when I found a mining cave and searched deep inside until I found some iron ore. This is exactly what I need. I mined the iron ore and set to building a furnace in that deep, dark cave. I then used the furnace to smelt the iron ore into iron ingots, which I then turned into an awesome iron sword and an iron pickaxe. Now I've really got an edge. I left the cave only to find an angry grizzly bear outside waiting for me. So this is your cave, huh? When the bear tried to attack me, I unleashed some web blast and then defeated it with my iron sword. First a grizzly bear, next a grizzly golem. From day 13 to day 15, I traveled across the Amaranth Fields in the glistening nightlight, searching for the sandstone golem so I could carry out my mission. I finally spotted the golem, standing at a campfire and warming himself. It was strange. He didn't look aggressive at all, but I trusted Dino. I carefully approached, my sword drawn, preparing to fire a web blast at him and then charge in for an attack. But before I could, he turned and saw me standing there.
Hey there, friend. You look a little chilly for a lava Spider-Man. Want to come and warm yourself by my fire?
Are you sure?
Of course. There's room enough for everyone around here.
I approached carefully and stood next to the sandstone golem, even though Dino had told me not to. We talked for a while, shared some jokes, and strangely, he seemed like a nice guy. I just couldn't believe he'd been behind all the golem disappearances. Something was up, something fishy. I left the sandstone golem safely by his campfire and went back to talk to Dino. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. From day 16 to day 19, I went straight back to Dino's pad to confront him about all the strange things I'd been noticing lately. He wasn't pleased.
What? Why didn't you take out the sandstone golem? Why? Don't you trust me?
It's not that I don't trust you, it's just everything you've said to me, it doesn't quite add up.
Here's what doesn't add up, kid. You and me. If you don't trust me, as in you don't follow every single one of my orders to the letter without question, I can't work with you. Get out of here and never come back. I'll solve the golem disappearances myself.
With that, I left Dino's pad, knowing I'd probably never see him again. I returned to my base, only to see, to my surprise, that the cartographer was waiting for me there again. Oh, hey, cartographer, what's up?
No time for small talk. I've discovered something important. The one behind the golem disappearances. It's a diamond golem.
What?
It makes total sense. That's one of the toughest kinds of golems out there. Only he would be strong enough to easily take out other golems.
Oh no! Dino was behind it all along! He used me! I need to warn Sandstone! I ran back to the Sandstone Golem's camp in the Amaranth Fields, but it was already too late! Sandstone was gone, and only Dino remained!
You're too late, Zozo, my man. I just finished up what you should have done. Sandstone's finished.
You monster! You used me! You've been betraying and destroying your own kind! But why?
Simple. A diamond golem is pretty special, but you know what's even more special? Being the only golem. And I like the sound of that.
So you're just destroying all the other golems to satisfy your own ego?
Yeah, pretty much. Why? You gonna stop me?
I'm absolutely gonna stop you! I'm Zozo, the Lava Spider-Man! I'm this world's superhero, and your evil, selfish plan ends here! But it didn't end there, because Dino the Diamond Golem ran up to me and knocked me out cold with a single punch! From day 20 to day 22, I came to at the campsite. Dino wasn't there anymore, but the camp wasn't empty. A TNT golem was standing right above me. Oh no, you don't work for Dino, do you?
Goodness no, I'm Splodo, the TNT Golem. I was here to warn my friend Sandstone about the evil plans of Dino, the Diamond Golem, but it seems I was too late.
I'm so sorry I couldn't save your friend, Splodo. I should have seen Dino for what he was earlier, but I was so blinded by how cool he seemed. I let him boss me around. But never again. We'll work together to take him down. Splodo returned to my base with me, and I built a new house for him to sleep in while we worked on our shared plan to take down Dino before he could destroy all the golems.
I believe in you, Zozo. Together, we're gonna bring this evildoer down.
Yeah, we'll be superheroes together. From day 23 to day 26, I traveled back to the Black Forest. It sure feels different being back here after learning so much. I was a lava spider boy back then. Now, I'm a lava Spider-Man.
Help! I need somebody! Help! Not just anybody! I need a hero!
Hey, that's me! Wait, I know that voice! I followed the sound of the voice and saw the cartographer being attacked by a guster! Get away from him! I fired a web blast at the guster, destroying it!
Thank you. That was a pretty close one. I'm glad you showed up.
Me too. I want to make up for letting Dino trick me, and that means I need to help as many good guys as I can. Being a superhero isn't just about beating the villain, it's about helping the people who need it. From day 27 to day 31, I continued exploring the Black Forest. As I did, I spotted a herd of sheep that looked really lost. Turned out, I was right. They had lost their old home and were trying to find a new, safe place to stay. So I escorted them back to my base. I guess you guys will need a place to stay. No point in inviting you over and then making you just stand around. That would be rude. So I built a pen for the sheep. It wasn't anything fancy, but they seemed pretty happy with it. After I was done building that, I decided to check in on the rest of the base. While I was gone, Splodo the TNT Golem added a chest area and made paths while I was building. Awesome, so much extra storage, just what every superhero needs. Meanwhile, Dino the Diamond Golem was at his base in the Badlands, and he was up to no good.
If I'm gonna get rid of all the rest of the golems, I'll need some extra muscle. That's where you come in. Think you're up to the task?
Bada bing, bada boom.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess that means yes, boss.
From day 32 to day 35, I hatched a new plan. I need to go back and talk to those Endermen and explain what I know. I think we're actually all on the same side. I just hope they'll listen to me. I traveled back to their base in the Black Forest, where I spotted one of the Endermen standing out front. Hi there, funny story, I was wrong about some stuff.
You! Bold move coming here, little lava Spider-Man. You're in big trouble.
Wait, we don't have to fight. We're on the same side, I promise.
Do you think I'm a fool? Why would I believe you?
You can take me to your boss. I'll come willingly this time. I just want to talk to him.
Interesting. Very well.
He took me to an evoker. Hello, my name is Zozo.
I know who you are. You're an acquaintance of Dino the Diamond Golem, yes?
I was, but I was wrong. He tricked me. I'm so sorry. I want to help.
I can tell that you have a good and honest heart. The heart of a hero. Very well, young Zozo. There is very little we know for certain at this point, but we do know that the golem disappearances plaguing this land can all be traced back to Dino. I will provide you with more information when I have it, as long as you promise to do the same.
It's a deal. From day 36 to day 39, I traveled back to my base. Those guys were actually pretty nice. I can't believe I was so scared of them before, but now we can work together. But if I'm going to be much help, I'll need some better equipment. To the mines! I headed down into the cave and started mining. I found some iron ore, which I smelted into iron ingots. I used it to craft a set of iron armor. I returned to my base shortly after, only to find a toolsmith waiting for me.
Excuse me, are you Zozo?
Sure am.
I brought you something.
He handed me a diamond. Oh, wow, thank you. What did I do to deserve this?
I just thought maybe you could use it. Also, I need your help. Come with me. We have a friend in common who needs to speak with you.
From day 40 to day 43, I followed the toolsmith and was surprised to see the evoker. Hey again, what's going on? I just saw you.
Indeed, but I have received some new information that I needed to deliver in person as soon as possible. You see, Dino is…
But before he could finish what he was saying, a pillager showed up.
Bada bing, bada boom. You dead meat, Zozo.
Uh-oh, that's me he's talking about. He was way bigger and stronger than me. I'm not sure if I can defeat this guy. Both myself and the evoker ran off in separate directions and met up later, coincidentally.
Go, Zozo, run! I will do my best to handle him. I will meet you in a safe place when the coast is clear.
You got it! I ran out of there as fast as I could. From day 44 to day 49, I made it back to my base without the pillager following me. I just hope the evoker got out of there okay.
I certainly did, young Zozo.
The evoker emerged, somehow, completely unharmed. You're here! You're alive! Oh, I'm so glad. I was scared the pillager would hurt you.
He certainly gave it his best try, but I managed to elude him. I didn't get this far by being an easy target, you know. I may not be much of a fighter, but I know how to survive.
Me too, so far at least.
I've learned of something that I believe will help you with your continued survival, and with our shared goal of stopping Dino from continuing to wreak havoc.
Oh, sweet. Tell me about it.
There is a special weapon, a destroyer, capable of breaking apart diamonds with very little effort. I imagine it would give you the edge you need against Dino when you finally confront him.
Sounds perfect. Where is it?
That's the trouble. Its location is a secret. I have heard that there may be useful information in the Badlands, however, I suggest you travel there and see what you can turn up.
I'll head there now. From day 50 to day 53, I traveled to the Badlands in search of information on the Destroyer. They call this place the Badlands for a reason. It's terrible. I hope I find something quickly and don't have to stay here for too long. Thankfully, my wish came true. I spotted a book on the ground, and when I picked it up, I noticed the title, The Destroyer and You. Wow, this is super convenient. Okay, it says that the Destroyer is a special weapon, one that's hundreds of years old. It was created to overthrow a corrupt diamond golem who tried to become the king of the land. Hey, that's kind of like what Dino's doing, I think. But where is it? When I flipped to the end of the book, the last page was missing. Oh no, I bet that was the part of the book with the Destroyer's location. Guess I'll have to come up with another plan. Back to the spider base. From day 54 to day 57, I was on my way back to my base when the pillager jumped into view, blocking my path. Hey, I'm walking here.
Well, hey, I'm blocking here. You thought you got away, huh? Well, tough toenails, kid. No one gets away from Petey the Pillager.
If you won't let me pass, I guess we'll just have to fight about it.
Give it a shot, Pipsqueak.
I attacked the pillager, but he didn't even budge. Uh-oh, he's still way too strong. I need to get out of here before this gets serious. I fled the scene and got out of there as fast as I could. Meanwhile, at Dino's hideout, he was feeling triumphant.
Another one bites the dust. Soon, I'll be the only golem around. No one's gonna be as special as me. All these other golems better watch their backs.
From day 58 to day 62, I ran back to my base. When I got there, I saw that my friends there had built an additional storage room for us to keep weapons in. Hey, with all this space, I should make some new weapons to keep in here. To the mines! I headed down into the cave to see what I could find. Turns out, luck was on my side because what I found was some diamonds. I've heard of fighting fire with fire. Maybe I should try fighting diamonds with more diamonds. I gathered the diamonds and used them to craft a diamond sword, a diamond pickaxe, and a diamond chestplate. From day 63 to day 66, Splodo came to speak with me.
Zozo, I was able to find out the location of that destroyer you're looking for. Apparently, it's in the Brimstone Caverns. Quick, come with me, I'll show you.
I followed Splodo to the Brimstone Caverns. Phew, it smells like rotten eggs in here.
Yep, that's all the brimstone. Anyway, here's the place.
Uh-oh, looks like we can't get in. I think we need some kind of key.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Zozo. I'll help you look for a key. We'll get in there.
Thanks, Splodo. You're the bomb. Get it?
Yeah, I get it.
From day 67 to day 70, Splodo and I walked back to my base. When I got there, the evoker was waiting for me. Hey, maybe I should go ahead and build you a guest room.
No thank you, Zozo. This is not a social call, I'm afraid. I'm here to ask you for your help. A magma golem is tearing apart the Amaranth fields, and I fear that he will burn them all down in a fit of rage. Please, help me reason with him before his fiery temper destroys everything.
I'll do my best. I looked around, following the smell of burning grass, and sure enough, I spotted a magma golem stomping around. He looked really angry. Hey, I can see you're upset about something, but you don't have to do this. Please stop before someone gets hurt.
You! I know you! You're working with him, that awful diamond golem who killed Sandstone. I have nothing to say to you, with my mouth at least. We can talk with my fists.
Your fist can talk? Oh, no, you mean you're gonna fight me? Wait! He wouldn't listen. He attacked me, and I had to fight back. My diamond chestplate protected me from taking too much damage, and I managed to knock him back long enough to talk again. I don't work with Dino anymore. I realized what kind of guy he really was. Now I'm trying to stop him from hurting any more golems, I swear.
You're not just lying to save your skin?
No, from a lava guy to a magma guy, I promise I'm telling the truth.
Then I've got an idea. Let's you and me work together and show that diamond-studded jerk he's not as special as he thinks he is.
From day 71 to day 74, I showed the magma golem back to my base. He told me that he had lost his home while trying to run from Dino, and he didn't have anywhere else to go. Luckily, we had plenty of room. You can stay here for as long as you want. It'll be fun. But I couldn't stick around for the housewarming. The pillager turned up, ready to cause some trouble.
Still gonna be fun when I crash your party, little man?
Oh no, the pillager!
That's right. Hey, nice place you got here. Would be a shame if something happened to it.
With that, he started attacking my base and smashing it up. I drew my diamond sword and attacked the pillager, but he was still stronger than me.
Nice try, Pipsqueak, but no dice. I'm gonna take something of yours to teach you a lesson.
Before I could stop him, he ran away.
Zozo, help!
That was Splodo's voice. I ran in to help, but the pillager and Splodo were already gone. I couldn't stop him from taking Splodo. What kind of hero am I? I couldn't take it anymore, and I went to my room to lie down. A little while later, the magma golem came to my room.
Zozo, I built some additional defenses while you were resting. We have a new perimeter wall around the base to protect against any future invaders.
Thank you. That makes me feel a little bit better. Now I just need to find a way to get Splodo back. Meanwhile, in the Badlands.
Now that the pillager has taken that TNT golem that I couldn't get to before, I'm one step closer. That loser Zozo is never gonna beat me.
From day 75 to day 78, I was busy trying to come up with a plan to rescue Splodo. I'm not ready to fight the pillager yet. I'm going to need something to give me an edge. A new weapon or another ability, something. And as if on cue, the evoker appeared.
Zozo, I heard what happened to your explosive little friend. I believe this may help you. The pillager is vulnerable to explosive attacks and has very sensitive eyes. Its flashy ammunition should both damage and distract him.
He handed me a firework crossbow. Oh, this is awesome. Do you know where I can find the pillager?
I know many things, Zozo, and yes, that is one of them. He lives just outside of Dino's lair in the Badlands.
Thank you! I took my new crossbow and set off to find the pillager and get my friend back. From day 79 to day 84, I traveled to the Badlands. It didn't take long for me to spot the pillager lurking around outside of Dino's base. Give me back my friend.
Nah, I don't feel like it.
Maybe this will change your mind. I fired my firework crossbow and it actually managed to hit. Hey, maybe I can actually do this. And so the battle with the pillager began. I felt much more confident with my new weapon, but he was still much stronger than me.
Ready to give up?
No, this is merely a tactical retreat. I ran away until I found a big rock to hide behind, where I met, against all odds, Splodo the TNT golem.
Zozo, I escaped, and on my way out, I managed to grab this. Quick, eat it!
He tossed me a golden apple. I ate it in one big bite, and I felt myself growing stronger. My heart increased to 60, and I gained a jump boost. I grew too. That golden apple gave me the strength I needed to finally defeat the pillager. I ran back, fighting the pillager one-on-one, until nothing was left. Dino's strongest henchman had been defeated, and Splodo came over to celebrate with me. I did it! Thank you, Splodo. You're a real hero.
So are you. Come on, let's go home.
From day 85 to day 89, Splodo and I returned to the base.
Guess what?
Chicken butt?
No, that's really funny though. I grabbed something that the pillager dropped when you beat him. It's a magic key. I think it's the key to the Brimstone Caverns. You can finally go and get the destroyer.
That's amazing. You've helped so much. Thank you, Splodo.
You can thank me by getting rid of Dino once and for all.
With the magic key in hand, I traveled back to the Brimstone Caverns. I held my breath as I unlocked the door and entered the caverns. There, I saw it, the destroyer! Yes, finally! I started walking toward it, but a wither skeleton jumped in the way. Oh, no you don't. It attacked me, but I fought back. It took a little while, but I managed to defeat it. The destroyer, yes! I've got to get this back to my base. From day 90 to day 94, I left the Brimstone Caverns, ready to head back to my base. But as I exited the caverns, Dino, the diamond golem, appeared in behind me.
Hey Zozo, how's it going?
What? Aren't you here to attack me?
Nah, why would I do that? We used to work together pretty well, you and me. What do you say we team up again? Give it another shot.
Are you kidding? You lied to me. You kidnapped my friend. You're trying to hurt tons of people. Why would I ever work with you?
Because when I'm the big boss around here, you're gonna want to be on my good side.
I don't think you have a good side. With great power comes a lot of responsibility, and you've misused it at every turn. Thanks, but no thanks.
Fine, have it your way.
Before I could stop him, he pushed me into a deep hole and snatched the destroyer out of my hands. He left me there and took the weapon with him. From day 95 to day 97, I used my new climbing skills to escape Dino's trap. But by the time I got out, he was long gone, and so was the destroyer. I need some advice. I should go visit the evoker and see what he thinks I should do. I traveled to the Black Forest to see if the evoker had any tips for me. But when I got there, the place was in chaos. The evoker was there, but he was badly injured. Oh no, what happened?
Dino came through on a rampage. He must have learned that I told you about the destroyer. I don't have much time, little lava Spider-Man. Listen close. You must get the destroyer back. It holds a great power, and it will give you the strength you need to defeat him. The weapon itself is not what matters, but the strength within you that it will bring to the surface. The power is within you.
And just like that, he was gone. Thank you for everything. I promise to get revenge on Dino for everything he's done. On day 98, I returned to my base to get some rest and come up with the next phase of my plan. But when I got there, it was a mess. The perimeter wall was destroyed, and I couldn't see my friends anywhere. Oh no, Dino must have done this.
He did.
Splodo, you're okay.
I am. I managed to hide from him. Everyone else ran away. I don't blame them. It was scary. But don't get discouraged, Zozo. We're going to be superheroes together. Remember?
I'm not so sure, Splodo. He's so much more powerful than us. How can we ever hope to beat him?
Listen, I know it seems hopeless, but we have to try. I'm still here. It's not over yet. He came after our base. Now we need to take the fight to him.
On day 99, I traveled to the Badlands to confront the baddest guy in those lands once and for all. I don't know if I'll make it through this, but I know I have to try. Splodo was right. I can't lose hope now. When I got there, he was waiting for me.
Hey, Zozo! Welcome to my humble abode. Ready to lose another fight?
Nope. I attacked him, but he hit hard. I took a lot of damage, but I got an idea. I got my firework crossbow and fired a shot. It surprised Dino, and he jumped back. When he did, he dropped the destroyer. Now's my chance. I grabbed the destroyer and took off in the opposite direction of Dino's base.
Yeah, you better run.
I'll be back. I took the destroyer back to my base and remembered what the evoker said. The power is in me. I just have to find it. I used the destroyer, and as I did, I had a vision of every fight I'd had so far, every friend I'd made along the way. I felt so much stronger. When the vision ended, I saw that my base was magically repaired, as if Dino had never destroyed it. That's it. I'm ready. On day 100, I returned to Dino the Diamond Golem's base for the final showdown. This time, I had the destroyer, and more importantly, the heart of a hero. My heart, I mean.
You're too late, Zozo. Pretty soon there won't be any golems left. You think you're special? You're not special. I'm the only one who's special.
That's not true. You think you're better than everyone else, and that's why you'll never really win. I used the destroyer to attack, and for the first time, I did some real damage to Dino.
Hey, what's the big idea?
Justice, that's what. It was a tough fight. Dino was the strongest opponent I had ever faced, but I knew I could beat him. And after a hard battle, I finally did! I can't wait to go home and tell Splodo. We did it! We beat the bad guy! We're real superheroes after all. On day 1, I spawned into the deep dark forest as a skeleton dragon, one of the coolest and spookiest kinds of dragons there is. Well, I guess I'm more of a baby skeleton dragon. I must have just come out of the skeleton altar. That's gotta be why I only have 3 hearts. And what's this in my inventory? A void worm eye? What would I use that for? That's when I saw a skeleton horse riding out of the trees towards me. For some reason, she looked worried.
What are you doing here, baby skeleton dragon?
I just got here. My name's Zozo. What's going on?
It's dangerous to be in this forest at night. We need to get out of here.
Before I could ask any more questions, I saw shadows in the dark between the trees. And suddenly, I felt uneasy.
Zozo, we have to leave. Now! Mr. Dark is here.
Mr. Dark? Who's Mr.? A tall, shadowy figure appeared in the trees behind us. At first, all I could see was his glowing purple eyes.
No need to run away. Why don't you come with me, little ones? I'll take you to Playland. We'll have toys and games and candy. I just know you're going to love it.
I knew in my dragon bones I couldn't trust this man. He creeped me out just standing near him. So me and the skeleton horse ran away as fast as we could.
You can run, little ones, but I'll take you all to Playland soon.
We took refuge in a nearby cave to wait out the rest of the night, worried Mr. Dark might find us at any moment. What's your name, skeleton horse?
Sally. I'm Sally the skeleton horse.
Thanks for the save, Sally. On day 2, Sally the skeleton horse and I emerged from the cave with the sun shining high up above.
We're safer during the daytime. I've only ever seen Mr. Dark under the moonlight.
We decided, with a little less pressure on us, to start exploring the rest of the forest. It definitely wasn't so scary with the sun shining in through the trees. Maybe we should collect some apples.
That's a good idea, Zozo. A skeleton horse is still a horse, and I love apples.
We happily collected apples until a huge shape came lumbering out of the dark. It was a skeleton dragon, a huge adult skeleton dragon with black bones. Oh wow! Hey, Mr. Skeleton Dragon, I'm Zozo, and I'm one of your kind. The adult skeleton dragon seemed relieved to see me.
Oh, thank goodness. I've been looking for you everywhere. I'm in terrible trouble, and I need the help of another skeleton dragon. I just didn't expect you to be so small.
I may be small, but I've got a big heart. How can I help you?
A friend of mine, the blue skeleton dragon, was taken by something. Some tall, shadowy entity, and I need help in getting him back.
That sounds just like Mr. Dark.
He terrorized us too, but don't worry, we'll help you get your friend back from Mr. Dark no matter what.
Thank you, Zozo, and friend. For now, I must go. Stay safe.
The adult skeleton dragon flew away, leaving me and Sally alone. It was time to work on our first base, so we started breaking down trees and collecting sticks and wood. I was able to build a crafting bench and made my first set of wooden tools and weapons. These would be perfect for my first base. We found a clearing in the forest and started building ourselves a humble wooden shack with one bed and a stable outside. But all the while, Sally looked a little concerned. What's wrong, Sally?
That's skeleton dragon's friend. We better work hard at getting him back. Mr. Dark only keeps people at Playland for 100 days. After that, well, you don't want to know.
And she was right. I really didn't. On day 3, I was wandering through the forest looking for apples to eat and more supplies that I could use to upgrade my base. Nothing like fresh air and a walk to make a morning happy and healthy. But during my walk, I saw a hulking figure behind the trees, a mutant skeleton. He looked big and a little scary, so when he turned around and looked at me, I ran for the hills. Not today, mutant skeleton. I returned to my base, where I felt a lot safer and started mining into a nearby hill to gather some stone. Then, I made my first set of stone tools, a stone sword, and even started building a sturdy stone wall around my base. But as I was building my wall, I was suddenly approached by an angry-looking gang of rogue tomatoes. They somehow looked both silly and like they meant business.
Don't you laugh at us, bub, or I'm gonna give you a knuckle sandwich with extra ketchup, you hear?
Those were fighting words, so I decided it was time to give my brand new stone sword some action. If it's a tussle you want, it's a tussle you'll get, tomatoes! I fought them all, making short work of them with my stone sword. And after their defeat, one of them dropped a milk bucket. Guess I'll just keep this, in case it comes in handy. That's when I looked up and noticed it was getting dark. I'd need to finish the wall another day. I definitely didn't want to get stuck outside while Mr. Dark was on the prowl. Instead, I went back to my bedroom and got a good night's sleep. On days 4 and 5, I woke up to the sound of Sally the skeleton horse entering my room. Hey, Sally, what's up?
Zozo, I noticed you brought back a milk bucket last night. You should drink it.
Milk contains calcium, and calcium is good for your bones. It's the perfect way for a skeleton dragon to get stronger.
That sounded like a great idea. So I chugged the milk and immediately found myself getting stronger. I grew to a big, tougher form with 6 hearts rather than 3. This is more like it. I'm gonna go take a walk in my new form.
I'll finish up the wall while you're out.
So that's what I did. But this time, I didn't want to just walk through the forest. I went all the way to the desert so I could feel the heat on my bones. Sun and skeletons go together like peanut butter and jelly. I turned and saw a wither skeleton further out into the desert. He seemed to be fishing in a pond. I couldn't believe how many friendly skeletons I was running into these days. I made my way over the small hill to him.
Enjoying the sun, fellow skeleton?
Want to come back to my base and hang out with me and my horse friend, Mr. Wither Skeleton? We're putting together a group to help save an innocent skeleton dragon from an evil man.
Sounds good to me, brother. Let's boogie.
The Wither Skeleton and I traveled back to the base together, and we came back just in time because a big, angry Ravager was trying to break down my defensive wall. Uh-oh. Want to help me run off this nasty customer, Wither Skeleton?
Heck yeah, let's do it.
With the both of us ready to fight, the Ravager was outmanned. We didn't manage to defeat it, but it did run away. By then, it was already almost nightfall. We needed to get some sleep in case Mr. Dark came out looking for us. I installed a second bed in my cabin, as well as some more furniture, and invited the Wither Skeleton to come stay with us.
Sounds good to me, brother. Sleepover time.
On days 6 through 8, me and the Wither Skeleton went out into the forest and collected some more yummy apples. But that wasn't all we were looking for. We found the same cave that Sally and I had hidden in the first night I arrived here. It's mining time. And then I mined all over that cave. It didn't take me long to find enough iron and coal to smell myself some new weapons and tools. Iron weapons, iron tools, I'm really moving up in the world. After leaving the cave with our loot and returning to the forest, we were suddenly ambushed by the same Ravager, looking for revenge. Be ready to fight, Wither Skeleton. This won't be easy.
I was born ready, Zozo.
But sadly, he wasn't actually born ready. That Ravager was way stronger than we thought. We fought the Ravager until it was defeated, but the Wither Skeleton was destroyed in the process. Wither Skeleton, no, I'll never forget you. He dropped his hat, which I decided to take with me. He had also dropped a flint and steel, a useful item for lighting fires. On the way back to my base, I encountered a soul vulture hanging out amongst the trees. Hey, Mr. Soul Vulture, want to come back to my base? I figure us Bone Brothers should stick together.
Is it cozy?
The coziest in all the forest.
Well, I can hardly say no to that, can I?
The Soul Vulture came back to my base with me, where I built him his own room. I also used some of my excess iron to create an iron golem to guard the base. Now I can sleep a little easier. On days 9 to 10, I was woken up in the middle of the night by something scratching my window. I looked up and saw Mr. Dark, his bright purple eyes staring in through my window. He was so creepy, I could barely stand it. Mr. Dark, how did you get past my guard wall and my iron golem? Mr. Dark gave a creepy little giggle.
I can go anywhere I want, at any time I want, Zozo. No walls are too high, no trenches are too deep, and no golem is too strong. If I wanted to, I could open your door and walk into your bedroom right now.
Then why don't you?
Because where'd be the fun in that? Silly little dragon boy, you'll choose to come to Playland with me. I just know you will, and you'll have a wonderful time. I'll be keeping my eye on you, Zozo. I'll come back when you least expect it, and then you'll be all mine.
Then he disappeared, and I couldn't get back to sleep for the rest of the night. On days 11 through 12, still feeling shaken up from my encounter with Mr. Dark the night before, I decided to build some base improvements. I made the wall taller and started digging a trench around the outside of the wall, so the only way to get in or out would be the front gate, guarded by my iron golem. This should keep that nasty midnight creep away. After my work was done, Sally the skeleton horse approached me with a suggestion.
Zozo, you should train yourself and get stronger by visiting new biomes. How about a trip to the beach?
Yeah, I could use a trip to the beach after a week like this. I made my way to the beach with Sally for a mixture of relaxation and hardcore strength training. And it didn't take long for us to need it, because a bunch of angry iron chickens started attacking us.
We're the iron chicken muggers, And believe us, we can be pretty foul. So you better hand over all your bucks.
Thankfully, with Sally and I working together, we were able to defeat the Iron Chicken muggers and keep all of our hard-earned money.
This kind of thing is exactly why I hate chickens.
We kept exploring until we found another skeleton friend, a skeleton deer. So of course, I invited her back to my base.
Gee, thanks. I'd love a new place to stay. I've been getting tired of all this sand.
The skeleton deer followed us back to the base, where I built her a new section of the stable to sleep in.
This is so comfy. Thanks, Zozo.
Don't mention it, skeleton deer.
And by the way, I saw you fighting the Iron Chickens. You were good, but if you want to get better, I recommend seeking out the Necromancer. He can mentor you to greatness.
Necromancer? That sounds like a plan. On days 13 to 15, I left my base and began searching the forest for the Necromancer. I'm sick of being afraid and hiding away when the bad guys come. I want to be strong enough to be brave and fight back. But it turned out I was talking to myself a little too loudly because an angry stone monster came running at me through the woods. Uh-oh, sorry about the noise. I'm guessing we can't just talk this out. He did not want to talk it out. Instead, he chased me and I ran as fast as I could on my skeleton dragon legs, but he was faster. Oh no, oh no, 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 no! But just as he was about to catch me, something burst out of the tree line as quick as a flash. It was the mutant skeleton I'd run away from earlier. He pulled out his bow and easily defeated the stone monster, really saving my bones. Thank you, mutant skeleton. I'm so sorry for running away earlier. I guess I learned a valuable lesson about judging on appearances.
No problem, Zozo. I know I can look a little scary sometimes, but really, I'm out here trying to help.
Wanna come and stay at my base for a while? I'm putting together a team.
I'd love to, but there's too much work to do protecting people out here. Perhaps I'll drop in for a visit sometime, though, eh?
Me and the mutant skeleton went our separate ways, and I continued searching for the fabled necromancer until I saw a gremlin hopping around, looking clearly distressed. What's wrong, little gremlin?
I'm in trouble, man. These, nasty jungle spiders have been chasing me all day, and I'm worried they're gonna get me.
Stand back, little gremlin. This sounds like a job for Zozo. With my trusty sword, I found that nasty swarm of jungle spiders and took them out before returning to the gremlin.
Whoa, Zozo, you're like a real hero. That was awesome.
No problem, little gremlin. Say, you know where I might be able to find a necromancer?
Oh, the necromancer. You'll find him in the west of here. Keep heading in that direction, and you're sure to meet him.
Thank you, Gremlin. That's exactly what I needed to hear. For days 16 to 19, I began my journey west in search of the necromancer, until I heard a terrible crashing noise coming from the distance behind me. It sounded like it was coming from my base. I immediately turned tail and ran all the way back, only to see that my defensive wall had been destroyed, and a dangerous zombie taiga was attacking my base. What are you doing, you meanie?
It's nothing personal, kid. Mr. Doc told me to do this. If I don't hurt you, he'll hurt me. That's just the way it is.
I turned and saw something awful. He'd already destroyed the skeleton deer and the soul vulture. Sally, the skeleton horse, was my only companion left. That's it. You're going down. I pulled out my sword and attacked the zombie taiga, but it seemed like he deflected the hits without any effort. He was almost unstoppable.
That was just embarrassing. If you couldn't defeat me, you'll have no hope against Mr. Dark. I'm out of here.
And with that, the zombie taiga fled, leaving me in the ruins of my base with two of my friends. Gone! I feel useless, like I can't protect anyone. That's when a gang of mossy skeletons turned up. They looked frightened and said they'd heard I'd been offering other skeletons a place to stay. Of course you can stay here, new buddies, but I'm gonna need to make a few renovations first. I built a new barracks on the side of my base for the mossy skeletons to live in. They seemed quite happy with their new place, and I took the time to rebuild some of the defenses that the zombie taiga destroyed. But I can't just defend my base. I need to be able to defend myself too. I mined for more iron and coal until I had everything I needed to smelt myself a new set of iron armor. I may have lost a battle, but I wouldn't lose the war. On days 20 to 22, I left my base to search for some statue building materials. After all, a cool statue is great for inspiring everyone to do their best. But on my way out to mine some stone, I was ambushed by a green troll with an axe to grind. Well, more specifically, he had a giant fist. I've got no interest in feeding any trolls today. With my sword at the ready, we engaged in a tense duel. Thankfully, with my new iron armor, I was able to withstand his attacks and defeat him. Iron and bone beats flesh. Afterwards, I traveled further through the forest until I stumbled upon a desert with the remains of a giant skeleton. Whoa, this is perfect for building a cool statue, and I know exactly what I'll make with them. I started mining the ribs one by one, making sure I didn't fall into the pools of lava. By the end of it, I had all the bone blocks I'd ever need. On the way back, I encountered a herd of wild sheep grazing and decided I'd tame them and lead them back to the base, because you never know when some wool will come in handy. When we reached the base, I made a new, fenced-off section where the sheep could graze and be left to their own devices. And with that out of the way, it was time to start statue building. Laying down the base is one of the most important parts, so the statue doesn't just tumble over. Can you guess what the statue is gonna be yet? Let me know down in the comments. From day 23 to day 26, I returned to the forest to search for the necromancer. I needed his teachings to help me get stronger and defeat Mr. Dark. While wandering through the woods, I got attacked by a nasty gang of rotten rats. They tried to bite me and give me some nasty diseases. When it comes to rats versus skeleton dragons, rats don't win. I defeated the last of them with my iron sword and continued searching. On the way, I ran into a wither skeleton jockey riding a spider. He reminded me of the wither skeleton who used to be my friend. Hey, Mr. Wither skeleton jockey, wanna come back and stay at my base?
Nice offer, but no thanks. There are some evil things lurking in these woods, and I've learned not to trust anyone. Maybe some other time.
All right, suit yourself. Stay safe out there. It felt like the day had been a total waste as I journeyed further into the forest. But just as I was ready to give up, I saw the necromancer himself, sitting on a rock and meditating. No way! The necromancer! Is it really you?
Those who seek me will find me, little skeleton dragon. And I assume you've been seeking me.
I have. I want you to mentor me and help me become more powerful.
Well, young dragon, with great power comes great... Well, you have to have a good reason to have great power. So, what is your reason?
I don't need it for myself. I need it to defeat Mr. Dark and save everyone he's captured.
That, little dragon, is a good reason. Your training begins now.
For days 27 to 31, the necromancer gave me my first challenge.
To defeat an entity as evil and spooky as Mr. Dark, you need to learn to conquer your fear. It's okay to be afraid, Zozo, but true courage is knowing that there are some things you must do, even if they make you feel afraid.
What would you have me do, Master Necromancer?
Do you see that nearby cave? It contains a monster. I want you to go in there and defeat it to help gain control of your fear. If you complete this first challenge, I'll give you a reward.
I believe in myself. I can do it.
Good, and you can take this bat to help you. It will freeze your opponents for 3 seconds. May it come in handy.
I took the necromancer's bat and went into the cave. It was dark and scary, and I could feel myself getting nervous, but I took deep breaths and kept going. I needed to strengthen my courage to defeat Mr. Dark. The deeper parts of the cave weren't any better, only some lichen and mushrooms giving off faint light. Suddenly, a scary, growling soul eater leaped out of the darkness toward me, ready to attack. I stayed calm and hit the creature with my bat, studying it. I'd passed the test. Okay, now it's time to get out of here. On days 32 to 35, my new mentor rewarded me for passing the first challenge by giving me a potion of strength. I immediately drank it and felt myself getting bigger and tougher. This training was really paying off. I have to be at least twice the size I once was. This whole thing made me feel so happy, I decided I'd go back to my base and tell the mossy skeletons and Sally the skeleton horse about my victory. and on the way, I encountered the wither skeleton jockey that I'd met a few days before. Hey, jockey! Have you had any second thoughts about coming to my base?
Well, now that you mention it, I have been getting some eerie vibes lately. Maybe we should stick together after all.
But those eerie vibes didn't come from nothing. Neither of us noticed it, but the day had gotten away from us. The sun was going down, and the night was upon us. That's when Mr. Dark himself came creeping out of the trees.
Ooh, new friends. I'll take you to Playland with me. We'll have so much fun.
He grabbed the wither skeleton jockey with his long, spindly arms.
Zozo, help me. I'm being kidnapped.
But I couldn't help him. Mr. Dark was too fast and too strong, and all I could do was run. My base may have been the only place that was safe at night. On the way back, I encountered an ancient spirit villager who started chasing me, and I was too afraid to even fight him. I just ran away. All that training, useless. I don't know if I'll ever be able to defeat Mr. Dark. On days 36 to 39, I woke up and took the jockey spider to the stable when I heard noise coming from my front gate. I made my way over to see a familiar face waiting outside of my base. It was the same zombie taiga who attacked my base and destroyed soul vulture and skeleton deer. This time, he's going down. I ran out, ready to fight. This time, I had full iron armor, so the zombie taiga's attacks weren't nearly as strong.
What sorcery is this? Mr. Dark told me you'd be easy to defeat. This isn't fair!
With the help of my new strength and the bat that the necromancer had given me, I defeated the zombie taiga and avenged my fallen friends! Speaking of friends, Sally the skeleton horse approached me with a wonderful idea.
Zozo, we should make our way to the Stone Shores. I've heard that some of the friendlies over there have created some awesome upgrades.
Oh really? Then there's no time to waste. We hightailed it over to the Stone Shores, where we saw an innocent skeleton being hassled by an ogre. We couldn't let that stand. Get away from that skelly! Sally and I charged in, and that was enough to scare the ogre away. He seemed thankful and gave us 2 rewards, the knockback upgrade, which increased the power of my weapons, and a treasure map. You hear that, Sally? We can use this to search for buried treasure.
Now that sounds like a cool adventure to me, Zozo. Let's do it.
For days 40 to 43, Sally and I followed the map until we arrived in the warm, dusty Badlands. We were getting a little nervous because it was almost nightfall. We were right about that, but we didn't consider that Mr. Dark might send his minions to do the job for him.
Look out, Zozo! Some night apparitions are coming straight towards us.
Sally was right. 3 big, scary night apparitions. I pulled out my sword, now with increased knockback, and fought them off. They were tough, but luckily, Sally and I made a good team, and we were able to defeat 2 of the 3. The last one escaped to fight another day. Let's keep going, Sally. According to this map, we're really close to finding the buried treasure. Soon enough, we found an area of the ground with a big red X marked on it.
Don't they always say X marks the spot, Zozo? Let's start digging.
We mined down into the ground until we found a buried chest. And inside, there were a whole bunch of rubies. This is awesome! I know exactly what I'm going to use them for. On days 44 to 49, I continued my work on the statue. It was really coming along now. Can you see what I'm making now? I bet you can't guess. But while I was working on my statue, I saw a trader on a horse making his way through the forest near my base and decided to strike up a conversation. Hey, Mr. Trader, got anything cool on offer?
It's your lucky day, dear customer, because I'm actually doing a 2-for-1 special on netherite ingots today. It's a rare and very valuable material. Perfect for a skeleton dragon like you.
That sounds so cool. How much?
I only take payment in emeralds. But don't worry, if you haven't got any, you can always raid the emerald mines of Alonia near here. They got abandoned by the workers when the boss decided not to pay them enough, so all the emeralds were left for the taking.
I really wanted those netherite ingots, even though I didn't really know what I'd use them for. So I journeyed to the mines and collected as many emeralds as I could from underground. Netherite City? Here I come! I traveled back to my base and made the trade. The trader gave me my 2 netherite ingots and rode off.
Pleasure doing business with you, Zozo.
But I didn't have long to enjoy my fancy new ingots. As night fell, the 3rd and final night apparition came back for revenge, and I needed to run out beyond the wall to take it on. You guys don't know when to quit, do you? Soon enough, I defeated the night apparition, but it made me realize that my base needed better defenses. If these monsters in Mr. Dark mainly come out at night, maybe they hate the light. Perhaps adding some torches to my wall would help ward them off. On days 50 to 53, I realized something horrible. The night apparition attack had just been a distraction, while someone else had sneaked into the stable and kidnapped Sally the skeleton horse. I ran to my mentor, the necromancer, deep in the forest, and asked him where Mr. Dark's forces may have taken my best friend.
Well, Zozo, I hate to tell you this, but it's likely that Mr. Dark's minions will be taking your friend to the Twisted Kingdom he calls Playland.
But where can I find that?
Even I don't know exactly, but my senses tell me that you should travel to the east. Your answers lay there.
There was no time to waste. I didn't want Sally to get trapped in Playland, just like the other skeleton dragon's friend, so I immediately set off to the east, hoping to find her. But on my way, I was suddenly ambushed by a zombie Spartan, ready to fight. But unlucky for him, I was ready to fight too. Nothing is going to stand in the way of me rescuing my friend. The zombie Spartan was tough, but I had the power of friendship on my side. It didn't take me long to strike him to submission with my enchanted sword. In his defeat, the zombie Spartan dropped something, 2 voidworm mandibles. I already have a voidworm eye. I better take them. They might come in handy. On days 54 to 57, having defeated the zombie Spartan, I continued searching for Sally the skeleton horse, and my search soon led me to a deep cave. Suddenly, it felt like everything got much darker around me. I'm never going to let Mr. Dark take you to Playland, Sally.
That isn't your choice, Zozo.
I turned and saw one of the shadows in the cave moving with bright purple eyes. It was him, Mr. Dark, standing right behind me.
Do you want to come to Playland with me now?
What did you do with her? I swung my sword, and Mr. Dark teleported out of the way, appearing right behind me.
She's playing with my friends right now, but later she'll play with me. Do you want to play with us, Zozo?
I tried to hit him again, but Mr. Dark was too fast for me. He hit me with one of his long, spindly arms and knocked me up against the wall, knocking out half of my hearts in one strike.
Still too weak. We'll play again when you're stronger, Zozo. Mark my words.
And then he disappeared, leaving me with nothing. A silver Lobo approached me out of the darkness, looking worried, and gave me some apples to replenish my hearts. Thanks, Silver Lobo. You saved my life here. The Lobo told me about a secret room further into the cave where I might find some vital information. I went deeper into the cave, feeling around on the wall until I felt a button and pressed it, opening a secret door. There was blue fire torches on the wall and an old map left on the table with some locations marked. They must be keeping Sally at one of these locations. On days 58 through 62, I decided I needed to become stronger before I could find the location where they were keeping Sally. First, I went to the diamond mine the Silver Lobo told me about and took the old elevator down. I quickly found some diamonds near the entrance and started mining. I then saw what looked like an old abandoned mining camp. A chest inside of it had a book with the unbreakable enchantment. I don't think whoever owned this camp would mind if I used the crafting table to make my gear. I made myself a diamond sword and a diamond chestplate to match. I used the nearby anvil to put the unbreakable enchantment on my chestplate. Now this is one of the most powerful pieces of armor around. After that, I returned to my base to continue work on my statue. It's really coming along nicely now. I even got to use all those rubies that Sally and I collected, but I could use some more materials. I went out into the forest to hunt, but in the process, I found something remarkable. A magical, enchanted halo. I decided to try it on and immediately felt its magic empower me. I got stronger and healthier, going up to 14 hearts. Whoa, talk about a functional headwear. As I continued hunting in the forest, I stumbled upon a spider nest. I saw the same gremlin from before, stuck in their webs calling for help. The spiders noticed me and charged towards me. This was the perfect opportunity to test out my new gear, but they were no match for my diamond sword. After I dealt with them, I cut the web holding the gremlin and he fell down. He thanked me for saving him again and ran off into the forest. Next time I take on Mr. Dark, he's in trouble. I went back to my base, feeling a lot more confident, and found that a huge bone serpent was waiting for me. But don't worry, he was friendly.
So, you're the skeleton dragon I've been hearing about. I heard something about this friend of yours. A skeleton horse? You want to find her? I recommend you look for an abandoned house on the plains.
Finally, a break in the case! You're a lifesaver, Bone Serpent, literally! Want to stay at my base?
Well, since you're offering, why not?
I built a new room with a pool where the Bone Serpent can stay. But by then, it was already nighttime. Mr. Dark would be on the prowl. I'd go find Sally first thing in the morning. On day 63 through 66, I was preparing to go on a rescue mission for Sally. But before I could leave, my mentor, the Necromancer, arrived to give me a gift.
Zozo, I wanted to give you a gift before you went on your quest. Mr. Dark is a mutant Enderman, and this dagger will do extra damage against Endermen. But be warned, it'll be incredibly weak against anything that isn't an Enderman.
Thank you, Master Necromancer. These will come in handy. I left my base, passed through the forest, and ventured out onto the plains. This was the exact direction that the Bone Serpent told me to go in. That's when I ran into a group of zombies and decided to test my dagger on them, and it did almost no damage. Wow, Master Necromancer was right. This dagger is useless against things that aren't Endermen. Instead, I pulled out my diamond sword and easily defeated the zombie horde before moving on with my quest. I got distracted again when I saw a villager, dressed like a craftsman standing next to a burning house. He looked like he needed help. Hey, mister, I'm Zozo. Can I give you a hand?
Yes, please! My wife is trapped in that burning building, and I'm too old to rescue her myself. Please help me!
I ran into the burning building and found the craftsman's wife waiting inside. Thanks to my training from the Necromancer, I was able to stay cool under pressure and lead the craftsman's wife safely back out. He was delighted to see her.
Thank you, Zozo. I owe you one for this, and I always repay my debts.
On days 67 through 70, I arrived at the abandoned house in the plains where I figured they must be holding Sally. This place looks so spooky, but I need to do the right thing, just like my mentor taught me. I carefully entered the house, trying not to be detected. I noticed that there was a broken end portal inside. That's weird, but I was quickly distracted by the sounds coming from upstairs. I drew my sword and ran upstairs, seeing Sally the skeleton horse locked in one of the rooms. Don't worry, Sally, I'm here to help.
Wait, Zozo, it's a trap.
3 Endermen suddenly appeared all around me. I tried to fight back, but I wasn't fast enough. They kept teleporting and attacking me back. Little by little, I was backed into the corner. It looked like I was a goner until I saw something on the floor. Is that a potion of fortitude? It was. I quickly grabbed it and drank it, and it made me tough enough to collect my thoughts, remembering the gift from my mentor. I pulled out the dagger and charged in. He was definitely right about its strength against Endermen, because soon enough, all 3 were defeated, although I barely survived that. I went to free Sally from the locked room. We celebrated for a moment in the room before I let her out and headed towards home. Let's go and rest, Sally. I've missed you. I shared some of my apples with Sally as we walked home, happy to finally be reunited. On days 71 to 74, with Sally's help, I invited more skeleton horses to my base and let them stay in my stable. Though I had to take time to expand the stable so everyone could fit inside. Let me know if it gets too cramped in there. After I'd finished my renovations, I decided to journey down into the diamond mine again and collect more, you guessed it, diamonds. When I returned to my base, I used those diamonds to complete my set of diamond armor and enchant it with the protection enchantment to help improve my chances in an intense fight. When the armor was done, I noticed that I received a letter. Oh, it's the craftsman whose wife I saved from that burning house. He says he wants to meet me in the tavern of a nearby village. That's so exciting! On day 75 to 78, I did as the letter said and traveled to the nearby village. I found the craftsman waiting for me in the village tavern, just like he promised.
Good to see you again, Zozo. After what you did, I've been thinking about a way to repay you. And while I'm not a rich man, as a craftsman, I can give you an idea of mine. If you're able to combine 2 netherite ingots, 2 void worm mandibles, and 1 void worm eye, you could create a dimensional carver, a special pickaxe that can teleport you between locations.
Wait, I have all of those materials. That's incredible. I can build one right now. Thank you, Mr. Craftsman. I made my way over to a nearby crafting bench and made myself a dimensional carver and gave it a practice swing. Boom! I was teleported to the village outskirts with a group of great beasts charging at me. Uh-oh, better get out of here. I swung the dimensional carver again and boom, I was back in my base. Wow, this tool is amazing, though I'll save it for emergencies in the future. On days 79 through 84, I started building a new storage shed for extra supplies in my base. You never know when you'll need the extra storage space. Then, I made a full set of armor for Sally, so she could be better protected when she's wandering through the forest.
This is great, Zozo. Thank you.
But then, I was running low on materials, especially stone and wood, so I decided to head out into the forest to cut down some trees and mine some more stone. While I was mining and lumberjacking, a passing mage noticed me and approached.
Excuse me, young skeleton dragon, but would you happen to be Zozo?
That depends. Do you work for Mr. Dark?
Well, I used to, and there's something I want to get off my chest. You have to understand, Mr. Dark is pure evil. If ever there was good in him, it's gone now. You cannot reason with him. You cannot talk to him. The only joy he takes is in making others unhappy. So when you're dealing with him, just be careful. He is not to be messed with.
And with that, the mage left. Guess that's my daily dose of nightmare fuel. On days 85 to 89, I returned to my base from the forest in the late evening, only to find out that the worst had happened. Mr. Dark was attacking my base with a whole gang of soul eaters.
Look, friends, Zozo is back. He's here to join our little playtime.
I want nothing to do with you or your deranged games. I just want you to stop bothering everybody.
Yes, we could do that. Or we could play catch. Soul Eater, throw!
One of the soul eaters pulled out a javelin and threw it at me. But then something strange happened. Rather than losing hearts, I started to get bigger and stronger. I'd become an evolved skeleton dragon, reaching my full size and going up 20 hearts. Whoa, I guess all that training is finally paying off. Wanna 1v1 me, Mr. Dark?
Why should I have all the fun? My friends want to play with you too. Play with him, Soul Eaters.
Mr. Dark vanished again, and the Soul Eaters ran towards me. With my new size and power, it didn't take me long to defeat them, which made me even more frustrated that I couldn't have taken on Mr. Dark there and then. Instead, I had to increase the size of my bedroom. A bigger skeleton dragon needs a bigger place to live. On days 90 to 94, I finally finished my statue. It's a giant cool skull statue, showing how we skeletons stuck together and stood against the evil of Mr. Dark and his minions. Did you guess what it was before I just told you? Let me know down in the comments. Once the statue was finally done, I decided I'd give some extra training to my best friend, Sally the Skeleton Horse. We trained together on the base grounds by play fighting until she upgraded and became bigger and stronger.
It feels so good to be powerful enough to fend for myself. Thanks, Zozo.
I never would have gotten this far without you, Sally. And after training, Sally took me to her brewing station she had set up to make a bunch of healing potions. You never know when these will come in handy. On day 95 to day 97, I met with the necromancer in the forest. He had some more valuable advice for me.
Zozo, I've heard of the location of a cabin in these woods, once owned by a person who was researching Mr. Dark. You might be able to find some valuable information there.
That definitely seemed like a good lead, so I started searching the woods until I found a rundown old cabin. On the inside, I found a dusty old book inside a chest. Oh, I wonder what secret knowledge is inside. But I didn't have time to read it just yet. Suddenly, the cabin was under attack by a gang of fire elementals who'd come to burn down the cabin. I was lucky to have my diamond armor, or I would have been burned up too. Okay, fire elementals, let's go. I took them on with my diamond sword and defeated them one by one, only getting a little burnt in the process. Great! Now I can finally read this book. The book was filled with frantic notes, including a part that read, Mr. Dark, that maniac. He calls it Playland, but it's nothing like that. There's only death there. It's the end. Nothing but the end. Of course, that explains the broken end portal too. Mr. Dark's Playland is actually the end. On day 98, I prepared the final enchantments for my weapons and armor and met with Sally one last time. She was nice enough to give me some more apples for the trip. I'm going to take on Mr. Dark. I discovered that he's hiding in the end, and without an end portal, I can use my dimensional carver to get there.
You're not going alone, Zozo. I'm coming with you.
But Sally…
But nothing. I saved your butt the first time you came here, and you think I'm gonna let you wander right into Mr. Dark's base? Alone? We started this together, and we're gonna finish it together too.
Well, when you put it like that, I can't exactly say no, can I? But I can say that if you want more exciting adventures like this, you should subscribe to Zozo and find more of our videos by searching Zozo on YouTube. I'll really appreciate it. On day 99, Sally and I were ready to take the fight to Mr. Dark and free everyone that was still trapped in Playland.
Let's do this, Zozo. Let's make it so the people of this world never have to fear the night again.
That's what I'm talking about, Sally! Sally stood close to me, and I used the dimensional carver to teleport us all the way to the end so we could storm Playland together. But as soon as we arrived, we were immediately surrounded by a gang of Endermen. I immediately regret this decision.
Yeah, me too.
I pulled out my handy dagger, ready to fight off the Endermen, when I realized that they weren't here for me. They surrounded Sally, too fast for me to stop them, and grabbed her. They teleported away, taking Sally with them to who knows where. Sally, no! I knew why they'd done it. They were working for Mr. Dark, and Mr. Dark wanted me to face him alone. On day 100, I walked deeper into the end alone, looking for Mr. Dark. He didn't seem to be anywhere around here. That's when I noticed a cage containing a skeleton dragon just like me. I'd finally found him. Don't worry, fellow Draggy, I'll get you out of here. I heard an evil laugh behind me, and Mr. Dark appeared.
You've come to play with me at long last. I knew you would in the end, little one.
I'm not so little anymore. I pulled out my dagger and turned to attack Mr. Dark, but he teleported out of the way and hit me again. He was even stronger than I remembered. Thankfully, I had a spare potion of healing to take to offset the damage.
Play along, Zozo. It's no fun if you don't play.
I tried to attack him again, but it was like fighting smoke. Every time I went for him, he teleported out of the way and attacked me back. It felt like all of my training was for nothing against him. You don't play fair, Mr. Dark.
That's because it's no fun to play like that. And I'm sorry, Zozo, but you're starting to feel awfully boring to me.
I looked behind me and saw that a giant chasm had opened up in the ground behind me. It was so dark down there, I didn't even know if there was a bottom.
You'll find more friends down there, Zozo. You'll never want to leave.
While Mr. Dark was focused on me, I saw a figure charging up behind him. It was Sally, the skeleton horse. And still, Mr. Dark hadn't even noticed her.
Any last words before you go into the dark, Zozo?
Yeah, playtime's over.
What?
Sally the skeleton horse charged into Mr. Dark and knocked him into the bottomless pit. He screamed and fell, never to be seen again.
Can't say I'm gonna miss that creep. Let's save the prisoners and get out of here, Zozo.
You know, that sounds good to me. On day 1, I spawned in as Nemo. I'm so small, I better be careful. I also noticed I only had 3 hearts. This was going to be really difficult.
Nemo!
I looked behind me and saw my dad, Marlin. He was swimming out of a small cave towards me.
You need to get inside. It's not safe.
I hurried inside just as a scuba diver appeared. He took his net and snatched my dad. Dad! I tried to swim toward him, but he yelled back at me.
No, stay inside. I'll be okay, I promise.
The scuba diver swam away, leaving me all alone. I felt really sad, but it was getting dark. I needed to stay safe in the cave and wait until morning to go looking for my dad. On day 2, I woke up to the sun shining into the cave. I looked around. Dad? Then I remembered what had happened to him. I got really sad again. I'll find you, Dad. I promise. I swam out of the cave to find materials to build some weapons. I managed to make a crafting table, which helped me to craft a pickaxe and sword. Now I feel more ready if that scuba diver comes back. I continued swimming in the reef and discovered that there weren't a lot of other fish around.
Hey, get down here.
I looked down and saw a shrimp waving at me. I swam down to him.
What do you think you are doing? The reef isn't safe, especially closer to the surface. Not since the human has been coming around.
Yeah, I saw him yesterday. He trapped my dad.
I'm sorry. Do you have anyone else to look out for you?
No, I'm alone. I could tell the shrimp felt bad for me. He scurried back into his hole and returned with some kelp.
Here, take this. You need it more than me.
Thank you. I swam carefully back to my cave with the food. I'm going to protect everyone. They all seem too scared, and someone needs to stick up for them. I arrived at my cave, a plan starting to form in my mind. On day 3, I gathered some more sand and even managed to find some gravel. I started to make a little base for myself around my cave. I wanted to make a dome so that the humans couldn't get in. I got part of the foundation done, but I needed to do some other things to get the dome figured out. All of a sudden, I was smacked from behind. I looked and noticed an eel. Hey, get away! I used my new weapon to smack him back. He got me down to 1 heart, but I finally managed to defeat him. You messed with the wrong fish. I felt my strength grow, and I leveled up into a larger fish. Hey, I have 6 hearts now. Neat. I also noticed that I could swim faster since my fins were bigger. I decided to call it a day. I was beat. On days 4 to 5, I gathered some more materials to build the base. I managed to build a furnace and smelted some sand to make some glass for the dome. I was swimming around when I noticed some bigger fish trying to trap some colorful fish. I swam up to attack the large fish. Hey, get away from them! The colorful fish scattered and the large fish attacked. I managed to get a bunch of hits in and managed to defeat all the fish.
Hey!
I looked down and saw a fish lying on a rock. It was one of the ones I had hit with my sword. I guess he had tried to swim away. I swam down to him. What were you doing to those fish?
We work for the scuba diver. He guarantees us food if we help him capture fish.
That's awful.
It's life. We need food to live.
He tried to smack me again, but I managed to get a hit in. He yelled, and then he disappeared. How sad. How could he betray his own kind? I swam back to the base, contemplating what I had just heard. On days 6 to 8, I crafted some more glass for the dome. It was starting to look really awesome. I also used some of the materials to make myself a better sword and tools. If that scuba diver comes, I'll be ready for him. I went venturing out, being careful to avoid the surface. I came across a large mound of sand and began to gather it when I was hit by something. I turned and saw a jellyfish. He was ready to strike again. Nobody wants you here. I smacked him, and before I knew it, he was gone. That was super easy with my new sword. I was feeling good. The reef was just a little safer already. On days 9 to 10, I went venturing a little further. I managed to gather some more supplies when suddenly I heard some screaming. I swam toward the sound and saw a blue fish being grabbed by the scuba diver. Leave her alone! I drew my sword and managed to hit the scuba diver's hand. He let go of the blue fish, who swam away.
If I can't have her, then I'll have you.
The scuba diver grabbed at me and almost managed to get me. I was fast, but he was faster. I swam away, knowing that it was my only chance to get out of this situation. I hid inside the cavity of a rock. The scuba diver retreated, and I let out some bubbles in relief.
That was close.
I didn't realize that the blue fish had swam into the same cavity in the rock as me. I swam out in surprise.
Thanks for saving me. I don't know what I would have done without you.
Of course, I'm here to try to protect the reef. I invited the blue fish back to the base where it would be safe for her. She happily agreed.
I'm Dory, by the way.
Nice to meet you. On days 11 to 12, I helped Dory to make a little home for herself. She seemed to really like it, and even said it reminded her of her old home. Where is your home?
Actually, I don't remember.
She was an odd one, but I liked her. I went out to gather some better materials in a nearby cave, but then a group of eels attacked me. Get away from me! They were too strong, so I went to a different cave. I was swimming around for a while, but then I saw some iron. That's exactly what I need. I mined out as much as I could before heading back to the base. I made myself an iron sword, pickaxe, and some armor. This'll show them. I went back to the cave with the eels, and I attacked. In no time, they were all gone. Take that! I went into the cave, and sure enough, there was more iron. Cool, this'll set me up for a while. I went back to the base and made some more tools. With those, I made some minor improvements to the base. It was starting to look really good. On days 13 to 15, I went out to learn more about this scuba diver. I needed to find my dad and all the other fish he was taking. I swam around the reef to gather more information. More fish were out today, but not a lot. Hey, do you know where the scuba diver is taking the fish he's capturing? Everyone kept swimming away from me. I wonder why everyone is so skittish. I finally happened upon an older snail who was willing to talk to me.
Everything was peaceful in the reef for a long time. Then one day, a large shadow was cast over us. We looked up and saw a monstrous machine churning in the water. It's called a boat.
Boat? I said the word. It sounded weird to me.
The scuba diver can't stay underwater like us, so he drives the boat. At first, he was just here to take pictures. Then one day, he started snatching fish in bags, or even shooting them with his harpoon. He is a bad man.
I was grateful that someone was willing to talk to me, but now I was terrified. The scuba diver sounded really strong and capable. I was just a little fish. What could I do? On days 16 to 19, I woke up and couldn't find Dory anywhere. I hope she didn't swim off on her own. I went outside the base and saw Jacques waving at me again.
You better hurry. The octopus just took your friend.
Dory?
Yes. She was swimming up near the surface and singing to herself. An octopus came by and grabbed her before she even knew what was happening.
Jacques pointed me in the direction of the octopus lair, and I took off. The octopus lair was more of a sandy hill covered with seaweed, but it was something. I hurried and swam inside to save my friend.
Hey, it's you!
I looked and saw Dory. She was with another fish who looked pretty beaten up.
Watch out!
I turned and saw the octopus try to attack me. I hurried and drew my sword before he could get a hit in. He tried to maneuver around me, but I was able to get some really good hits in. Before I knew it, he was gone. Just then, I leveled up into an even stronger clownfish. I felt my fins grow and I swam around to test them out. I was super fast now. I could create a wall of bubbles.
I'm so happy you found me. Also, this is Gil.
The other fish swam up to me.
Thank you for saving my life. That was really impressive.
Thanks. I am happy to protect the fish and the reef. We need it more than ever, especially with this scuba diver around.
Are you gonna fight him?
I'm not sure. He's so strong and way bigger than me.
I know of an item that could help. It was lost in the sea a long time ago, but it might be the answer to your problem.
That was the best news I had gotten all day. Maybe there was a way to fight the scuba diver after all. I want to hear all about it, but you should stay at our base. It'll be safer there. Gil happily agreed to come with us, and we headed back to our home. On days 20 to 22, we arrived back at the base, but it was being attacked by skeletons? Ah, gross! I went at them with my sword and fought them off easily. They all dropped a bunch of bones. Maybe they would come in handy later. I was happy that Gil was staying with us too, but I wanted everyone to know that this was a safe place to stay. A statue would be a good idea. I came up with an idea, but I needed to gather some supplies first. I gathered a lot of kelp and even managed to find some sea cucumbers. Yes. Perfect! I knew I needed more for later, so I planted a few and then used the bones from the skeletons to make some bone meal. I fed the bone meal to the sea cucumbers. I won't be running out of those anytime soon. I went to work on the base of the statue. Can you tell what it's going to be? And if you like swimming along on our adventures, be sure to watch more of my videos by searching for Zozo. That's Z-O-Z-O. And subscribe too, since we sure would love to see you around here more often. On days 23 to 26, some skeletons attacked again. I wasn't too nervous though, they were easy to defeat. They dropped more bones, but I noticed that another one dropped some sea lanterns. Wow. This would be perfect to make the dome more bright. They were looking really good. I started to place them around the base and inside the dome. It was looking brighter already. I was outside looking for some more materials when a yellow fish swam up to me.
Hello! Someone told me that this is a safe place to stay. My family was taken by the scuba diver, and I don't have a home to go back to.
I knew exactly how this fish felt. Please, come in. You are more than welcome to stay here. The fish told me his name was Bubbles as we went inside. I started on making some better houses for Bubbles and Gil. They weren't anything fancy, but they were safe. I made sure to smelt some more glass so that we could expand the dome out. It was looking really great. On days 27 to 31, I went to chat with Gil. I wanted to know more about the item he had told me about earlier.
My grandfather told me about an old wise turtle that was a protector of the reef a long time ago. But like now, humans kept invading, stealing fish away, and polluting the ocean. The turtle decided to go to Poseidon to bargain for an item that would protect them. In return, he crafted the turtle a special trident.
Poseidon? No way!
I know, right? Anyway, the old turtle takes this special trident, but Poseidon says it will only work for those who have pure intentions to protect the creatures of the sea.
Makes sense.
It gave the turtle the ability to call the lightning down and control the water.
Wow!
But the best part was the last gift it granted to the wielder, the ability to walk on land like a human if needed.
That's amazing! So, where is the trident now?
That's the tricky part.
After the turtle passed on, so many fish and creatures wanted the trident for themselves. They fought over it. Because of their greed, it was broken into 3 pieces and scattered across the ocean. There are rumors as to where they are, but nobody has been able to find all of them.
This was a lot to take in.
My grandfather told me he had heard of one that was guarded by a shark near a shipwreck.
It wasn't a lot to go on, but it was a start. I started out toward the shipwreck that Gil was talking about, though I was a little nervous about the shark. As I approached, I didn't see any shark. Then he came out from behind the hull of the ship. He's pretty big. I was nervous, but I knew I had a job to do, so I charged at the shark and attacked. He was taken aback and tried to get a hit in. He was a good fighter, but I wasn't doing too bad myself. After a minute, I could tell he was really struggling. I was about to make my final attack when he swam away. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. I went and looked around the ship, but it was empty. I was a little confused. I wonder where the trident piece could be. On days 32 to 35, I swam out of the ship, but I heard someone calling me. I looked down and saw some crabs hiding under some coral. I swam down to them.
Hey, are you looking for the trident piece?
Yeah, how did you know?
We've seen a lot of fish come this way. Not nearly as brave as you. Most have retreated, but this isn't the ship you're looking for.
So I gathered. All of a sudden, the crab shrieked and scurried away. I looked behind me and saw the scuba diver. You're not getting me today. Then he took out a harpoon and shot me. It paralyzed me and I sank to the bottom of the ocean. Oh no! I struggled but couldn't get out. Then I saw one of the crabs crawl out of the sand and give me a milk bottle, which cleared the paralysis effect.
Go!
I swam toward the scuba diver, creating a wall of bubbles so he couldn't see me. He dropped something and I hurried to grab it before racing back to the crabs. Hurry, you can come with me. The crabs rushed out of their hole and together we hurried towards the base. On days 36 to 39, we arrived back at the base. I realized that I had picked up a flashlight. Maybe it would come in handy later. I started on a little house for the crabs to live in. They were super grateful that I had helped them.
Hey, the ship you're looking for is sunken into the depths of the drop-off. At least that's what we've heard.
This was great news.
Except it's guarded by a huge monster. Nobody has been able to get into the ship.
Okay, less great news. But I needed to do some things before I left. I worked on the statue for a little while, planting new sea cucumbers as I went. It was starting to look a little more like what I wanted. On days 40 to 43, Gil told us that his friend Flo needed help. We invited her into the dome and heard her out.
My friend Peach, she's a lobster. She was taken by some eels. They had been terrorizing her for food, but when she couldn't give them any more, they kidnapped her.
I can help her. Just tell me where I need to go. Flo directed me to a small sunken statue that the eels like to hang around.
She's probably there. Please, go help her.
I promised I would, and I headed out. I made sure to be stealthy as I went along. After a while, I saw the statue Flo had told me about. It looked like a human, holding some sort of bowl. Sure enough, there were a bunch of eels and a colorful lobster sitting in the bowl. I charged. Hey, you give her back! The eels reared up and went to attack. There were a lot of them, and they were getting hits in. I barely managed it, but soon after, they were all gone.
Thanks for saving me, mister.
No problem. I'm a friend of Flo's.
Oh, thank goodness.
I noticed a small hole in the base of the statue and looked inside. There was a chest full of prismarine crystals and one shaped prismarine. Nice! I headed out with Peach back to our base. Once we arrived, Flo was super happy to see her friend. They thanked me, and then I went right to making Peach a little home. I then made something for Flo as well. Then I took the prismarine crystals I had found and smelted them into shaped prismarine. Then I used that to make some new prismarine weapons and armor. Sweet, now I'm ready to take on that monster. On days 44 to 49, I swam to the drop-off and looked down. It sure was dark down there. Oh wait, I have a flashlight. I took out the flashlight I had grabbed from the scuba diver and turned it on. It worked. I started to swim down into the depths. I was swimming for a long time when I finally started to see a ship. Then I saw something moving toward me. It was a goblin shark. Nope, not today. I took out my sword and braced myself. The goblin shark attacked, but I created my wall of bubbles, distracting it. I hurried and swam into the ship, turning off my flashlight. It was pitch black.
Hey, is someone there?
A voice was whispering from the corner. I didn't dare turn my flashlight on yet. I'm a friend. I'm looking for the missing trident piece.
Is that what this is? I thought it was just a fancy stick. But I did manage to grab it. I snuck past the goblin shark to get in, but I haven't been able to get out.
Why are you down here?
I'm a treasure hunter. I heard there was some stuff down here, but nobody mentioned the shark.
I'll get us out of here. Don't you worry. Just follow the sound of my voice. Then, when I say swim, you swim.
Okay.
I found an opening and I turned on the flashlight. Swim! We swam up as fast as we could. The other fish behind me kept whispering to himself.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
After what seemed like forever, we finally got up past the drop-off. I finally looked at the other fish.
I bloat.
He was a pufferfish, and he seemed really tired. He was also holding what I assumed was part of the trident.
Here, take this. I don't want it.
He gave me the pole piece, and I studied it. It looked like it had carvings on it.
Hey, thanks for saving me, by the way. That was gnarly.
Of course. How about we get back to my base so you can rest?
Sounds good to me.
And with that, we headed back to the base. On days 50 to 53, I helped Bloat get comfortable at the base, and then I headed back out to look for some more pieces of the trident. Someone had to know something. On my way out and about, I saw a huge crater in the sea bottom. There were sharks swimming all around, including the one from the first shipwreck I had gone to. It looked like they had someone trapped in a cage of some sort. Hey, you let them go! I raced down with my improved swimming abilities and attacked the first shark. I was able to take him out and then went to attack his friends. After just a few moments, I was able to fend them all off. I went up to the cage and noticed another shark inside. Ah! I went to swim away, but he called out to me.
Hey, wait! Don't leave me! I won't eat you!
I swam back to him, a bit apprehensively. You don't eat fish?
No, fish are friends, not food.
Oh, that's nice to hear. I unlocked the cage and let the small shark out.
Thank you. All those other sharks were making fun of me and decided it would be hilarious if they put me in a cage.
I'm so sorry they did that to you. He nodded.
What brings you all the way out here?
I told him all about the scuba diver and the legendary trident I was trying to put together again. I showed him part of the trident I had. The shark got excited.
Say, I have something that looks like that.
The shark, whose name I learned was Bruce, swam a little further into the crater. There was a little alcove that held a small chest. I opened it, and sure enough, there was a piece of the trident. Whoa, thanks!
No problem. The sharks found that here, but they figured it was some sort of fancy stick. But we kept it anyway.
I tried to put the pieces together, but nothing happened. I would probably need all of the pieces before it would meld back together. I invited Bruce back to the base. We might need to expand it a little bit, since you are bigger than most of the other fish living there.
I'll be sure to help out.
We headed back to the base, ready to make some big renovations. On days 54 to 57, Bruce and I arrived back at the base. At first, everyone was a little scared of Bruce, but after a while, they all started to warm up to him. They even helped me make some improvements for him. We built another dome attached to the main dome. This way, people could have more space for themselves. I also made myself a little chest to store the trident pieces in. I didn't want to carry them all the time and risk someone stealing them from me while I was outside the dome. I was about to make some more improvements to the base when Dory swam right up next to me.
Hello, could I get your help with something?
Sure, Dory. What is it?
Oh, I just forgot.
She swam away for a little bit, then came back a moment later.
I remember. Could you help me find some purple shells?
Purple shells?
Yes, it's very important.
It was an odd request, but I decided to help her. We ventured out together and found a dozen or so shells in varying sizes. We went back to the base, and I gave Dory the shells I had found. What are they for?
You'll see.
She left for a while, and I thought she had completely forgotten about the shells. It wasn't until later that she swam back up to me.
I have something for you.
She held out a necklace made of some purple shells. Oh wow, thanks, Dory. I put it on. I actually felt happier.
You're a good friend.
Dory hugged me and then swam away. What a cute friend. On days 58 to 62, I gathered some more supplies for the statue. Flo and Gil even helped me with gathering and building some parts of it. It was looking really nice. We were heading back inside the dome when we noticed that there were some of the scuba divers' minion fish attacking the base. "Get away, you traitors!" I smacked them with my sword. I swam around and noticed that everyone was there except Bloat. I looked in his house and noticed a note. It was from the scuba diver, telling him to look for the legendary item at the ship and to infiltrate my base. Bloat was a traitor! I hurried and went to the chest near my cave, and just as I had suspected, the trident pieces were gone. I went back to the base and told everyone that Bloat stole the trident pieces. Everyone saw how upset I was and started to all talk at the same time. It was a little too much for me, so I went into my cave to think. What am I going to do now? I looked at Bloat's note again and noticed something on the back. There was a map with a location circled. This must be where he's going next. I've got to stop him before it's too late. On days 63 to 66, I traveled to the location on the map. It was a rock formation with all kinds of coral growing on it. Then a fish emerged from the coral. He had blended right in.
Get away from here! We don't want any more trouble!
He tried to bat at me with his fins, but I backed up. Trouble? I'm here to stop all the trouble. The fish looked at me again. I'm looking for the third trident piece. I was led here with a map. Do you know where it is?
Yeah, I do. But some other fish came by a little while ago asking the same question. In fact, some of them said they would be back.
Just then, I saw the minion fish swimming up to us. I drew my sword. Stop bothering these innocent fish! I charged and attacked. Before long, they were all gone.
That was impressive.
I swam back to the camouflage fish.
Here, I think you need this after that fight.
He handed me a burger and said it was a Krabby Patty, whatever that was. Thanks. So, can you tell me where the trident piece is?
It's hiding in the lair of the large glow squid. It's basically impossible to get to, but that pufferfish and his goons might have a chance.
That must have been Bloat. The fish told me exactly where the lair was, and I swam as fast as my fins would go. On days 67 to 70, I made it to the lair of the large glow squid. It was an old underwater temple. Outside of it were some minion fish. They looked like they were guarding it. Then I saw Bloat and a few more minion fish emerge from the large cave. I charged at them. "You traitor! I thought you were my friend!" Bloat saw me and got scared. He tried to hide behind the minion fish, but I easily took a few of them out. Bloat tried to swim away, but I smacked him with my sword. He looked at me angrily, and then he puffed up. I felt a sharp pain in my side, and then I blacked out. On days 71 to 74, I woke up. I felt really sick, and there was a pain in my side. I looked and saw one of Bloat's needles lodged in between my stripes. I pulled it out and groaned. Ouch! I knew I needed to check the lair, so I swam down and saw an alcove with a chest. It was empty. Bloat must have gotten the item before I blacked out. I didn't have much strength, so I ate some kelp. I felt so sick and knew I needed to get back to the base to rest up. I made the long journey home, wondering what my next move would be. On days 75 to 78, I made it back to the base and rested for a little while. Once I was feeling more like myself, I made some improvements to the base. I added to the domes and made some lights. I also started on a new dome in case we had more fish arrive. I was about to clean out Bloat's little alcove when I heard a weird noise outside the dome. I went out to see, and it was Bloat! What are you doing here?
I was trying to sneak back in to get some of my things. Get out of my way.
You traitor, you aren't welcome here. I lunged at Bloat, making a wall of bubbles to distract him. Then I slashed at him with my sword. I wasn't going to let him knock me out again. He was very disoriented, and before long, I took him out. Then, just like before, I felt my strength surge, and I leveled up into an adult clownfish. I now had 15 hearts. Yeah, I'm unstoppable! I looked up and noticed that Bloat had dropped something. I was hoping that it was part of the trident, but it looked like a paper. He must have already given the trident pieces to the scuba diver. I looked closer at the paper and realized it was a map of where the scuba diver docked his boat. It looked like it was on a schedule and switched every couple of days. This is good information. I also checked out Bloat's alcove, and sure enough, I found some good stuff, like refined prismarine ingots and some healing potions. This is just what I need. I felt bad about Bloat, but ultimately, he had made his choice. Hopefully now, it would be easier to defeat the scuba diver. On days 79 to 84, I traveled to the next location where the scuba diver's boat was supposed to be. I looked around the seaweed field and there was no boat. I wonder where it could be. I waited it out for a little while, but then I noticed a little movement in the seaweed. I drew my sword in preparation, but then a little sea turtle popped out.
Whoa, don't hurt me!
I'm not going to hurt you. I'm looking for the boat that's supposed to be here right now.
Oh yeah, that usually leaves here in the early morning, so you're late.
Okay, well, I guess I should go track him down.
Wait, could you help me first? Something fell out of the boat when the scuba diver left. I've been tracking him ever since he stole my dad. I think that it might be important.
I felt sorry for this little guy. So many fish and sea creatures were suffering, just because the scuba diver was selfish. Of course I'll help. We looked through the seaweed for a little longer before I saw something partially buried in the sand. Hey, I found it! The little sea turtle swam over to me and we looked at the paper. It was a map, just like mine, with the boat docking locations, but there had been a change. The boat was heading for one other stop, and then, my reef! He'll be there in just a few days. I need to go back and warn everyone. I invited the little turtle to come along with me. I learned his name was Squirt.
Thanks for helping me.
No problem. We'll get your dad back, Squirt. We made our way out of the seaweed and back to the base. On days 85 to 89, Squirt and I were about to reach the base when Jacques waved me over. I swam up to him.
I heard you needed some help.
From who?
It doesn't matter. I just hear these things. You need a way to get on the boat, right?
Until I can find the trident, yeah. Jacques went into his hole and then pulled out some sort of helmet.
This could hold you while you're out on the ship.
Wow, this is actually really helpful, Jacques. Thanks. He seemed really pleased with himself, and I invited him to live at the base again. He finally agreed. He had a lot of stuff hidden in his hole, but after a few trips, he was settled in. To thank me for helping him move in, he gave me a smithing table and some paintings. It was good to have friends. On days 90 to 94, I made some upgrades. I went to work smithing my prismarine sword using the refined prismarine ingots I had found in Bloat's things. It made my sword much stronger. I also reforged my armor. Wow, this is amazing. Too bad Bloat had to be a traitor. He would have made a good team. I also worked on some more improvements around the base. The domes were looking awesome. Hopefully it would be safe enough from the scuba diver and whatever his plans might be. On days 95 to 97, we finally finished the statue. It looked amazing, and I was super proud of all my friends for helping me out. I was admiring the statue when Squirt swam up to me.
That kinda looks like my dad.
That's so cool. I love sea turtles. I always wanted to meet one, and now I have.
Sweet, dude.
Totally. It was a nice little moment. On day 98, I made my final preparations to get to the boat. Squirt volunteered to lead me to the scuba diver's boat.
It'll be awesome, dude. Just leave it to me.
I gave the map to Squirt, and we made our final preparations. Hey, before we go kick some scuba diver bum, be sure to subscribe. We want you to see the cool stuff we'll do next. And with that, we headed toward the surface. On day 99, we swam up toward the boat together. There were some minion fish along the way, but with my new sword, we took them out easily. We made it to the back of the boat, and I threw down the item Jacques gave me, which turned into a fish mech suit. I swam into the head, which was built like a fishbowl, letting me breathe even when outside of the water. I got on the boat with Squirt, and we looked around. The boat was pretty big. It might take some time before we find our families. We looked around the lower deck, and then went up the stairs to the upper deck. There were some fish tanks up there. Dad! I saw him immediately, his orange scales shimmering among the other fish.
Hey, I told you to stay safe down below.
No, Dad, I'm done hiding. The reef needs protecting, and I'm going to be the one to do it. He seemed taken aback, but then he smiled at me.
I'm so proud of you.
And with that, I broke the fish tanks, scooping the fish into buckets I found and throwing them back into the ocean.
Hey, Squirt!
I looked and saw a larger tank with a sea turtle.
Dad!
I broke that tank as well, letting Squirt's dad out.
Rad, man. Thanks for the assist.
Of course, Mr.
Crush, man.
Crush. Crush and Squirt thanked me and jumped overboard with the rest of the fish. I saw my dad looking at me from the water's surface.
Look out!
I turned around and saw some seagulls. They were trying to grab me out of the fishbowl. On day 100, I fought off the seagulls. They kept screeching at me, but I didn't care. I needed to find the trident. I maneuvered around the seagulls, and after a few hits, the rest of them flew away scared.
How pathetic.
We turned and saw the scuba diver, no longer in his gear. But he had the trident in his hands. He had managed to put it together. It's time for you to leave the reef.
Not a chance.
The scuba diver ran at me, ready to strike. I aimed for his hand that was holding the trident and hit him with my sword. He dropped the trident and I rushed toward it on the floor. All of a sudden, I felt an amazing power flow through my body. The suit powered up and grew in size. I felt so much stronger and faster.
No!
The scuba diver ran away toward a room. He shut the door behind him. Coward, come out and fight me. I thought he was trying to get away, but then I heard a loud noise. He broke open the door, revealing himself in an even bigger diving suit. He had one hand that shot harpoons, and the other was some sort of electric fist. The scuba diver was scary, but I wasn't going to let that stop me. This ends here. I charged, and so did the scuba diver. We exchanged a lot of blows with our weapons. Then, I decided to have some fun. I urged the water to create a giant wave that rocked the boat. I also summoned the lightning to come down from the sky, striking the diver. He was looking pretty rough, and I wasn't making it easy for him.
You're just a fish. I'm a human. You will never defeat me.
I channeled the power of the storm into the trident before throwing it at him one last time, summoning a huge bolt of lightning. The sky boomed with thunder, and there was a huge flash of light. When it subsided, I saw that the diver was gone. I had defeated him. Yeah! I raised the trident in triumph before swimming back down to the base. Everyone cheered as they saw me. The reef was finally safe, and I was back with my dad. Everything was back to the way it should be.